down and said, hey, man, you don't need a new roof. Your roof's good for another 3, 4, right? 205-542-3531. He's great with the insurance providers. He's got financing options available that are family-friendly. He's got the soft wash program. And he always wants me to remind you that before you file something with your insurance company, call him first, because he can maybe help you if you got to choose between column A, column B. He's done this so long, he can help you out when it comes to your insurance as well. 205-542-3531 or Greg from Pell City on Facebook.
Like, okay, now I got to finish. And finishing on a guy that size is harder than you think.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. Mick, you want a Bud Light for trash?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for a Bud Light.
Florida man who matched the description of a wanted suspect told police that his name was George Costanza.
Oh, wow.
Now, this resulted, as you can imagine, in an obstruction charge. Doesn't really look like Costanza, does he?
Not close.
Now, officers patrolling a fishing pier entertainment park in Clearwater yesterday when they confronted a man who resembled, quote, the description of a subject with an active arrest warrant. Now, based on prior interactions with law enforcement, the cops believe the man to be Josiah Darling, a 30-year-old transient. Now, Darling, who recently arrested for trespassing, failed to appear for a January court hearing, prompting a judge to order his arrest. When officers asked the suspect to identify himself, the defendant responded, George Costanza. Now, once he provided police with the Costanza handle, he was positively identified via facial recognition, in addition to being arrested for an outstanding trespass warrant, also charged with resisting an officer, booked into county jail.
Got the same nose.
Yeah.
Kind of close.
A little bit.
Yeah. A lot more.
Both white males.
A lot more hair. He's closer to phallic, what's his name? The guy in Hangover that we had on trash.
Galifianakis?
Yeah. He's closer to him than he is to Costanza, right?
I don't know what the dude on the left looks like. He sure as hell doesn't look like Costanza.
Scott says like a disheveled Mr. Bean.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of like Charles Manson type guy.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit. Yeah, he does look a little crazy.
Yeah, probably wouldn't want to run into him on that fishing pier.
Griffin Dunn was an actor. He looks a little like Griffin Dunn, just a little bit, without the beard. Elderly man in Japan arrested after stealing a toilet from a warehouse and then using it in his home. Now, the 76-year-old suspect allegedly stole a complete toilet set and its water tank from a warehouse under construction. The outlet wrote that the stolen fixture was later found installed in his home. At this point, however, it turned out that he had been using it for roughly 3 months before investigators discovered it. I'm going to assume they don't want it back at this point.
Slightly used.
Now, the elderly man, identified as a resident 30 minutes outside of Toyota City. Now, he brought the toilet home, installed it himself, and used it for his own purposes before police eventually came knocking. When questioned, he simply said,
crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Interesting NFL news out there. We'll get to that. Some amazing college football stuff to talk about today. And I'll just put this out there for a little bit later on. Think about this. Is anybody concerned on why everybody's running from the, like paying millions of dollars to run from the FCS to jump into the FBS? Should we be worried? Is something happening? I mean, think about that later on, okay? We'll get to that coming up. Joey Aguilar is going to go to the NFL Combine and Betty Occo this thing up and go back to Tennessee if he can. I mean, I'm just saying. We got basketball tonight. Big one for Auburn. Big one for Auburn. We'll talk about it in the first segment. And Alabama and Arkansas are going to run up and down the court, and somebody eventually play defense and win that game tonight in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk about that in the first segment. But we got to talk about coaches and the way they're talking about players and the way America reacts to coaches talking about players in our opening segment here, because you know, I've seen a couple of national people not really happy with Andy Kennedy, with what he said about his team. Kansas State literally firing their coach, who probably deserves to be fired for not winning basketball games, in Jerome Tang. But they're using his comments about players as the reason to fire him with cause, which is not going to stand up if I'm on that.
Good luck on that one, yeah.
Give me cut number 9. Last night, Mr. Grumpy himself, Mick Cronin, who I don't know.
Pissed about everything.
Yeah, he's at UCLA, and UCLA has to play games not in the Pacific time zone. They have to travel because they decided to join the Big Ten. He's been unhappy about that. He goes to Michigan State, and there's a hard foul. One of his guys fouls a hard foul on Michigan State, and he gets a little upset with him, and he sends his guy, he basically ejects his own player.
Immediately.
Never seen it. Yeah, he ran him.
Yeah, sends him to the locker room and ejects his own player, not the officials. He sends him to the locker room. And, you know, the student section, he doesn't care about the student section. He'll tell you that. Is chanting, blah, 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 blah. Mick Cronin, after the game.
What was your thoughts on the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
you should take it.
The preparation of the...
You really think I care about the other team's student
I don't think you care about the other
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just...
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
I'm not raising
Come on, yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
What an absolute dickhead.
I mean, really, what a jerk.
He should have been like,
Are you raising your voice at me?
How somebody as short as your ass ever get involved in basketball? Is that a dumber question?
I mean, are you raising your voice at me as something my dad can ask me?
Yeah. What would he have said if I'd said, yeah, I actually was a little bit. It's loud in here. We're apparently standing in a cinder block hallway.
You're being
we're in the
very
bunker.
condescending, telling me that that's the dumbest question you've ever been asked.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think you're earning your money?
Yeah,
do you think you're the biggest dick outside of Dan Hurley in all of basketball?
At least Hurley wins, though, Lance. At least Hurley wins. Like, I agree with you, but he wins. At least can back it up.
Give me cut 10 now. Tom Izzo, who's always...
By the way, much more embarrassing than Jerome Tang calling out his players.
Yeah, what Mick Cronin did
by
ejecting the guy? Absolutely.
Well, no, I don't even know about ejecting the guy. I mean, that was one thing. I'm just talking about what he said in the weirdest post-game in a tunnel conference right there. But I'm just saying, calling out a grown man like that and then doubling down and talking about, are you raising my voice? Much more embarrassing.
But on the ejection of his own player, here's Tom Izzo on Mick Cronin sending his player to the locker room.
I felt for Mick, his team's a lot better than that. And I guess he upgraded that to a flagrant 2, huh? That's the first time I saw a coach do it, but that sounds like Mick, so he'll get that straightened out.
Yeah. So it was a good line by Izzo.
Yeah, I guess he upgraded it to a flagrant 2. How's that playing in UCLA circles? A couple of reactions here. Barstool UCLA which I don't really understand how all that works, but they cover UCLA, I guess. And
I would
think
say
they get a couple of kids on campus that want to be influencers.
This is probably more a reflection of what the frat house feels about UCLA.
And by the way, I think UCLA fan base is not even close to what it once was.
Sending your own player back to the locker room midway through a game is a disgrace to the sport of basketball and a disgrace to this school. Fire Mick Cronin on the tarmac. We don't want that type of garbage back in Westwood.
I mean, again, Barstools are – this is not a criticism of Barstool. I'm just saying I don't know that you could take a Barstool college account and say this is emblematic of how the fan base feels. I'm with Lance. I don't think they've got a fan base. I was watching – I cannot remember who they were playing, Lance, but it was a decent game. They were playing a decent opponent in the Big Ten, and I turned it on only because I gave myself a self-guided tour of the Pauley Pavilion when we were out there for the Rose Bowl. Which is a way of saying they had left a door unlocked, and I just walked in and walked around, saw everything I wanted to see. So I just was like, I'm curious how they draw. Now that I've seen the setting, I've seen how difficult it is. I mean, there's not a lot of parking there. Like, how do they draw? Buddy, you could have thrown a grenade in the season tickets and not killed a soul.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. When I started really watching college basketball, Walt Hazzard was their head coach. And I remember watching some games, on, certain nights, and Pauley Pavilion was absolutely packed out when they weren't even that good back then.
Yeah. So Mick Cronin, it's making the runs on all of our TVs up front, and they're talking about it right now on Get Up, or was at some point today. That post-game comment, worse than Jerome Tang. Let's hear Andy back from Sunday. I think. And I want to say it right here, and you agree, you said it yesterday, Andy Kennedy should be able to criticize his players publicly.
Yeah, look, they're professionals now.
Yeah.
They're getting paid, and if you're not making layups and you're a scholarship athlete, and he points out the fact, hey, these guys are making more than the majority of you guys in this room.
12 of 22 and layups in the game, and Andy said this after the loss on Sunday.
We had our moments, and we just didn't take advantage of them. Evan had a layup in the open floor we didn't make. Daniel had multiple. I mean, guys, we're talking about layups, man. These are college scholarship players that are making more money than most people in this room. Is it too much to ask for you to make a layup? Seriously. I mean, guys, we're in bozo land, man. We're in bozo land, man.
I mean, you can
can't finish at the basket.
You
55 points.
You can get that oversized, bouncy ball at fourth grade playground and still do better than 12 of 22 in the layup line in fourth grade.
You literally do a line to start the game. I mean, it's like,
I mean, there's no way anybody's up. So I shouldn't say that.
No. It's bouncing around. People like, is this another Jerome Tang situation, criticizing players and stuff? But it's.
I will tell you this. I think Andy would say if we get to a point where you can't criticize your own players, then the game has passed me by.
Yeah, I think he's 100% okay doing this.
I hope he doubles down.
Tang saying that some of these guys didn't deserve to wear the jersey. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have the exact quote.
That's pretty much what he said. And they won't be wearing it next year.
They won't be wearing it next year. I don't have a problem with that.
Nope.
Well, half of them are going to hit the portal, so he's not even about to run them off. Yeah,
I mean, yes, they are getting paid, but also, if I'm playing like crap, I'm okay with my coach saying, I'm not sure he deserves to wear the jersey. I really think my high school coach told me that in the 1980s. Yeah. Hey, dude, if you can't catch a pop fly at third base, I'm not sure you need to be wearing that jersey.
Well, let me ask this.
Throw that B-team jersey back on, Dunaway.
I agree with everything you guys are saying, and I'm just asking this question to the panel here in the chat and everybody. Do you ever hear professional athletes call out their head coach?
Yes.
Yes.
What's going to be your reaction when that starts to happen on the college level? When, I don't even want to say a player's name, but when player X goes to the microphone and say, I didn't think we had a particularly good strategy tonight. We worked on it all week. We executed what we were supposed to execute. I just don't think we were well prepared by our coaching staff.
Well, I mean, have we not seen that with
I don't know to that degree.
Not with a guy who is staying and still in the midseason, but have we not seen that with guys who are leaving, going somewhere else? Like, it seems like DJ Lagway said something about Billy Napier's play calling as he was walking out the door leaving Florida.
Maybe.
Different when you're walking out the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Are you saying how would the coach handle that?
I'm just saying how are we going to handle that as fans because it happens to the NFL. And honestly, when it happens to the NFL or NBA, I don't pay attention to the NBA, but when it happens to the NFL, it feels a little cringy to me. I'm like, boy, I feel like you've stepped somewhere you don't need to step.
If you are in that type of organization, if you don't have a hierarchy, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's why
if you've got players calling out coaches,
I mean, Daniel's right. He's like, dude, it happened on your show with Bo Nix. I mean, it did.
Yeah.
It happened on our show with Bo Nix. I mean, he was.
He was right,
I guess indirectly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he called out coaches by name, but Bo Nix was, well, really more so Peyton Thorne because Peyton would come on and say something. This happened almost every week. Hugh would say something after the game about Peyton. We would ask Peyton about it. Peyton would give a totally different answer than you did. And then Hugh would have to go into the weekly news conference and
it was almost like an obvious riddle with what Peyton Thorne was saying.
Right.
Like it wasn't a straight up, shot at Hugh Freeze, but you could read into it rather easily.
I was just running the play he called.
That's right.
But I'll tell you, man, like you can't fire coaches with calls for calling out players.
I don't think you can. But Kansas State's going to try it, and they're going to fail miserably. What Kansas State's trying, I know y'all talked about this while I was gone. They're trying to get Jerome Tang to come back and say, look,
I'll take half of it.
I'll take $8 million.
When he got fired, I think they were 1-10 in conference. If they're 10-1 in conference, he's getting a midseason contract extension right after the conference.
They want Jerome Tang to say, I'll take $10 million. We can be done with this. Let's go home, and they save some money.
Yeah, they should pay every penny of it.
I agree.
And Andy Kennedy, whether they're getting paid or not, should be able to criticize his team if they can't make a layup. You should be able to criticize your team.
Yeah, this is silly.
Even back before they were paid to play, you should be able to criticize your team.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's a player that is underneath you. Now it is an employee.
Yeah.
I'm one of those, like, I got cussed up and down multiple times when we worked at Jocks by employers. Not fun, but that was part of the business back in the day.
To be clear, because a lot of people know him, it was not Ryan Haney, the suit, that was doing it.
This
is on the sales end.
This is former market managers.
Right.
Years and years ago.
But I believe that with our sports background, we handle that better than some people who are watching from the outside who never played sports. They don't handle that very well. They understand that in the coaching world, sometimes you get, as a player from a coach, you get coached up a little bit.
Well, and I think it's also I grew up in a house where when the old man was around, I got the belt. So, seriously. Yeah. So it's a different world, and I really think it is a generational thing. I mean, can you imagine if Bobby Knight, we could bring him back?
No, he would not make it today.
And just say, hey, look, man, here's what Jerome Tang said. He's fired. Andy Kennedy for talking about his players not making layups. By the way, that are making six figures.
Bobby Knight is one of the greatest basketball minds to ever live. He could not coach today.
No, impossible.
I mean, first of all, even if he got away with everything he did, the transfer portal would be littered with Bobby Knight players. And nobody would come in to play for Bobby Knight. He would not be a 500 coach today, even with his basketball mind. Hey, before we get too far from UCLA, go ahead. Do we need to do a commercial?
No, we do, and we're going to get to Auburn and Alabama.
I know. I just wanted to show this real quick. I sent it to Forrester. John Rothstein tweet today about UCLA and the Pac-12. He gives the record for the West Coast Pac-12 teams on the road. Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA a combined 6-19 in Big Ten games this season. When they leave the Pacific time zone, not just road games, but non-Pacific time zone road games. But it's that last sentence. They will never win a regular season title in any of those four schools.
And that's when he loses me there, because 6-19 right now, Oregon, Washington, UCLA, USC, because if I look at the Big Ten, Michigan State, Illinois, I mean, those are all non-Pacific time zone. They were some of the best teams in the country.
But I will say something has happened to Dana Altman in Oregon. When I was going through picks last night, Minnesota catching 4.5, I was like, man, this is like wrong team favorite. And I ended up striking it late. I didn't play it. And, of course, Minnesota goes out there and pops them. Oregon to go from a team that I believe was going to win the national championship the year you did stand up. They lost in the Final Four to North Carolina. They completely had a meltdown in that final minute. If they win that game, I think they beat Gonzaga and they win a national championship. And where Oregon basketball is right now at 9-17,
I know it's puzzling. I'm with you. I mean, there's something to that. But
he's making it sound like because of the travel, they'll never win. I just think it's where those programs are talent-wise compared to the rest of the Big Ten.
Maybe that's it.
Eventually, the team is good enough, the travel, which is what he's making it out to be, will not cost them a regular season championship.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, it's not affecting Oregon football.
Well, they travel less.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Show being brought to you today by a lot of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Hoover Toyota. The Great American Race winner down at Daytona drove a Toyota. LT drives a Toyota, and you can too with our friends at Hoover Toyota.
Yeah, I've never been one of those, and this is going to shock you guys with my technical background, that uses an app for a car. But I use my app every morning.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
you crank it with your app?
I crank
that
it
is
with
handy
my app.
to have.
Yep. It runs for 10 minutes. So, when I get out of the shower, I'll fire that thing up. And, there's a lot of other things on this app. I just use it actually to start the car up. But look, this is just one of the amenities right there at your fingertips from our friends at Toyota. Hoover Toyota serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia, new used car financing, auto service, the genuine Toyota parts. They've been perfecting the art of customer service for over 20 years now with their philosophy to give information to their customers. Their inventory offers a fantastic selection. Their on-site finance department provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they are there to serve you with service and parts department committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. That's why they offer the red carpet program and give you ways to let your friends and family experience that amazing shopping experience with their referral program. Stop in, see them, Highway 150 right there in Hoover. Tell them the next round sent you. Ask for Scott, Harold. Go see Kim, all the fine folks there. For more information on their inventory and great pricing, go to hoovertoyota.com.
Okay, idling 10 minutes will cost you a little money gas-wise, LT. I'll save you a little bit of money. I'll put that 1 gallon that you burn every week idling right back in your pocket with Storm Restoration Roofing.
Okay, there we go.
It's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off there. By the way, that's the idling. You don't burn a lot of gas, just so you know.
Yeah.
You burn about 1/10 of a gallon.
Okay,
for 10 minutes.
So speaking of, so I know you're going to do this, but the car that I'm in right now, it's so quiet. It's one of those hybrids,
Yeah.
Oh.
And so when I went to lunch on Monday, when I put it in park and somebody pulled up next to me that I was going to lunch with, and it was so quiet I forgot to turn it off.
Got out, it was still running.
So I go in, I eat lunch, literally come back 35, 40 minutes later, car still running.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it was.
No, that will burn some
Tyler,
gas.
Would you just love to have the excess gas money that he's burning off here just for
I
your
love that burn, maybe a gallon.
it's about 1/10 of a gallon for every 10 minutes.
Which makes you question, why did we go to all the effort to put these buttons in? Where
that's the first thing I do.
First thing I do
you
is
said
turn it off.
1/10 of a gallon every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
In idle.
In idle, if you're not moving.
Yeah, so that was really nothing.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
what I'm saying. A gallon of gas, if that's nothing to you. It's only, what is it,
It's
$2.50?
$2.60 right now, yeah.
Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City, will save you money too. Better than 1/10 of a gallon is absolutely free, and that's what he'll do. A no-cost roof inspection for you. 205-542-3531. You can see everything he has to offer at stormrestorationroofing.com. That includes his expertise, his beautiful mind there, because if you have an insurance claim you're about to make concerning your roof, call Greg first. He's been doing this so long, and he is entrusted by so many insurance providers locally here that he maybe can help you navigate the path to the best outcome with your insurance provider. At least give him a call and let him check something out for you. 205-542-3531. Storm Restoration Roofing gives you storm damage repair, roof replacements, and so much more. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, stormrestorationroofing.com, or that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Basketball tonight. Auburn at Mississippi State, and then Arkansas at Alabama. Let's do Arkansas at Alabama, 2 top 25 teams first. Cut 7, Tyler, if you will. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. LeBaron Philon, Darius Acuff, maybe one of the best guard matchups you'll see all season long. Record this year, Brooks looked this up earlier. Brooks, give me Brooks' microphone. We'll let Brooks give you the number. 2 highest scoring games this year, 1 in overtime, and then the regulation. What's the highest scoring games in the SEC this year, SEC versus SEC?
Georgia 104, Auburn 100. That game went to overtime. Highest in regulation was Alabama's 100-97 win over, at that point, first place Texas A&M.
Okay, so 197 points in regulation, Alabama, Texas A&M. Can Arkansas, Alabama, number 3 offensive efficiency, Alabama, number 6 offensive efficiency, Arkansas, can they go over 197 tonight in this game in Tuscaloosa?
Well, they're projecting 94-90 Alabama.
That's the total?
That's the number. It's 184 right now. Alabama's a 4-point favorite. So, yeah, this thing could easily go over, especially, back to Billy Richmond coming off a career-high 25. The way Acuff is playing right now, he's gone 20-plus in his last 6 games. They're 5-1 over that stretch. I mean, this is going to be a fun game. Arkansas averages right at 89 points per game. We know Alabama makes right at 13 threes per game, which is second nationally. I mean, this should be a hell of a game.
You'll be doing this tonight.
Oh, yeah, like a tennis match, right? You brought it up. As I'm watching the Auburn game and the way Acuff played against Auburn was tremendous on Saturday night. As that game ended, all I thought was, man, Acuff versus Philon. That's about as good a guard matchup as you're going to find in the SEC, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's what Nate Oates says he needs out of LeBaron Philon tonight.
We need him to be a lead on the defensive end, which he's shown he's capable of, but a lot more last year than this year. So we need him to really be great defensively, and then we need him to take care of the ball. I mean, some of these big guard matchups that he's had, he has not done a very good job taking care of the ball. If you go look at our losses, he's got too many early turnovers. And then he hasn't been what we need him to be on defense in all these matchups either. So he doesn't need to outscore Acuff. If that happens, that happens. He needs to lead his team to a win. That's taking care of the ball, making sure his team gets great shots, making sure the team plays great defense, which includes him playing great individual defense. That's what we need out of him.
Home team, huge advantage in this series historically. Arkansas 20-8 when they play Alabama in Fayetteville. Alabama 23-8 when they play Arkansas in Tuscaloosa. So home court has been huge in this. And by a scheduling quirk, 8 of the last 13, now 9 of the last 14 have been played in Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
That is a scheduling quirk.
I'd call that a quirk. I'm sure Arkansas is well aware.
I don't want to diminish what Calipari has done, but they don't have any great wins in conference. I mean, when you look at it, they're second right now behind Florida, a game back. Out of conference, they beat Texas Tech earlier this year. They beat Louisville. Those are really good wins. But in conference, Tennessee and Vanderbilt at home, Auburn at home, nice solid wins, but there's no wow wins. So I'm still, as good as this backcourt is, I wonder really how good Arkansas is.
We'll find out. They got it handed to them down in Auburn and then, returned the favor in Fayetteville. One thing I've noticed about, games in Tuscaloosa this year, especially 6 o'clock weeknight games, late arriving crowd. Nate Oates talked about the need for energy tonight inside the old building.
Shout out to our crowd and student section. Let's make sure for the last top 25 game coming into Coleman, obviously one of the other two could play their way into it, but the likelihood of that happening doesn't look real high right now. So we for sure have a top 25 team coming into Coleman tomorrow night. Let's make sure it's packed and we're ready to go, because winning this game would go a long way. As this team's a game ahead of us in the standings. We win, we're tied. We'd have the tiebreaker. It's the only time we play them. So, it's going to be, Florida's up there. Arkansas, Kentucky's done a great job playing their way back into the to the mix here at the top. I believe they're in a top 4 seed right now. Tennessee, who we don't have the tiebreaker on. Vanderbilt, who we don't have the tiebreaker on. So if we're going to try to be a top 4 seed, this game's going to go a long ways towards getting there. So let's make sure that the crowd's out, everybody's ready to roll, and make sure our team's playing the best it can be here at home.
Obviously, he said that before Georgia beat Kentucky in Rupp last night, so Kentucky's out of that mix. But
yeah, but that's.
I think he was talking about Auburn, though.
Yeah.
Right?
No. I was talking about
that was a rubber prop to the face of Auburn.
No. I was talking about at the end when he was saying Kentucky's in the mix. Yeah. No, he 100% was looking. Look, State's not going to be ranked. There's no chance that they're ranked, but Auburn is at the end of the schedule. And I think it probably clicked with Nate. It's a low probability. He's right that Auburn works their way back into the top 25 by then, but why add fuel to the fire, right? When it's already enough fire with Alabama and Auburn.
He likes to add fuel to the fire.
He does. When he said it, you could tell it was the
I'm a
wheels were
little
turning.
confused on why the crowd gets there late at 6 o'clock. I mean, there's really no excuse for you going to the game unless you're going to eat before.
Well, that's it.
If I'm Nate Oates, I'm like, we need to get better food. We need to get better options in the building to make sure people can eat there.
I would tell you that if you're leaving, a lot of people leave Birmingham, and if you get off work at 4:30, 5 o'clock,
I used to go to all these Wednesday night games.
Yeah.
And some were 6, some were 8.
So you often time your whistle blows at work at 5 o'clock, and you walk out the door at 5:05.
No.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
we were in a different.
But I mean, how many people's whistle really blows at 5
I don't
o'clock?
know, but I do know that
Not a lot. Not people that are going to Alabama games.
I do know that there are complaints about the 8 o'clock games being too late.
Too late, right? I mean, it's
much rather
a
have 6
sweet
o'clock.
spot for Alabama fans on weeknight games. It needs to be a 7 o'clock game.
Which, by the way, how many
Doesn't
SEC
exist.
network games
Doesn't
tip at
exist.
7? Yeah, there you go. That's going to be your problem. It's either going to be 6 or 8. I would think you would prefer the midweek game to be at 6. I would think you would prefer that.
And they get there. They're just not there when they're introducing the starting lineups. It's a slow fill, but it ends up filling up.
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, by the time you get to the first media timeout at 16, it's a full house.
Tricky TV. Without TV, just make them all 7 o'clock.
That's right. It'd be so easy.
It went for TV. Of course, nobody would make any money then.
They don't be making $60G a year.
Auburn tonight at Mississippi State. Keyshawn Hall, cut number 1, Tyler. Stephen Pearl yesterday. He's not on the availability report, which means, it sounds negative, but that means he's available. So we expect Keyshawn Hall to play tonight, though Stephen Pearl didn't jump up and down on the desk saying that Keyshawn Hall will be back.
Stephen, just obligatory checkup on Keyshawn Hall, whether you expect him to play on Wednesday.
Yeah, had a great practice yesterday, and he's out there getting shots right now. So hope for another great practice today.
You would love for Stephen to be like, he did what he needs to do. You know, he served his punishment. It was unfortunate that we had to sit him on Saturday, but he'll be out there and ready to go. That is kind of an open-ended answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think the availability report shows you he's available. He was not available at Arkansas. He was in street clothes. Would he play and not start? I mean, he's done that with Todd Pettiford already this year.
Twice, I think.
Twice.
Once at home, once on the road.
Yeah, so I don't think Keyshawn Hall's above Todd Pettiford in the pecking order of Auburn basketball importance right now.
Well, you guys let me know if Keyshawn's not going to play if you hear something, because I will grab Mississippi State plus 5.5. Not a good team. Not a good team at all. They've lost 6 or 5 straight at home. They've lost 8 of 10. And we talked about this yesterday, Dunaway. It's weird, Brown, that Chris Jans, in his first 3 years in Starkville, they've gone to 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments. You've got Josh Hubbard back, which is one of the best guards, best scorers in the SEC. But, man, they are struggling.
And translated.
It's just, it's head-scratching.
Yeah, you really don't know. Guy's known, I think, historically as a defensive genius.
Yep.
And that just hasn't translated, Dunaway. So, I don't know. I mean, if they play at Arkansas, if Hall does not play and they play the way they played at Arkansas, I think that's enough to beat State. I mean, I don't know if the score was indicative of, but I thought Auburn played pretty well without Hall at Arkansas. Yeah. Lost about like you thought they would without Hall playing. I think that level would actually beat State on the road.
For Jans, the dentist is an interesting nickname.
Yeah,
it
comes
dentist,
from that Rothstein guy.
It's an awful nickname if you're a 500 team.
Yeah.
That's true. Makes it sound like it's painful to watch.
Yeah.
Any nickname is bad when you're losing. Stephen Pearl, though, knows how good Josh Hubbard is. The guy's filling it up. Does he lead the SEC in scoring? He's one of the best in scoring.
I think 21.4. He's a little above. Keyshawn is at 20.7, so I think he does right now.
So here's Stephen Pearl on his defense having to face Josh Hubbard tonight.
Hubbard obviously is, again, just another great guard that, we're going against, one of the best, probably the best scoring point guard in our league. And, he's probably licking his chops right now after, some of the performances some of the guards have had against us as of late. So our guys got to really step up and, be excited about that matchup because, he's an elite scoring point guard.
Hubbard leads Fight Line by a tenth of a point, 21.4 to 21.3. So, yeah, he does lead the SEC in scoring. And, I mean, you hear both coaches there challenging their guards. I mean, challenging their defenders.
I mean, Stephen should, based on what we saw Saturday against Arkansas. They could do nothing defensively. I mean, Richmond and Acuff were 22 of 30 from the field. So I bet Hubbard is licking his chops. This would, I can't overstate how bad of a loss this would be for the Auburn Tigers.
Absolutely terrible.
It is on the road in the SEC, but it would be a bad loss. Lance's Locks got your plays tonight. Tell us about our friends at lanceslock.com in Hemphill.
Yeah, coming off 3-3 last night, we struck some late plays that would have hit.
Your
Very
Georgia
frustrating
play
right
for
there.
me. I love that. That was big for me on Couch.
I know. We struck that late. We struck Minnesota late.
Oh, you marked that off?
I marked it off.
Oh,
well, how good would you have felt there?
You gave it to me on the show yesterday, and I hammered it.
Georgia at Rupp.
Wire to wire.
Yeah.
But 3-3 last night. We bounced back with another winning night tonight. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Hey, and it's time to look at racing at Talladega again. The Jack Links 500 is coming April the 27th. And you get ready for all the unpredictable, exciting super speedway racing at the world's fastest speedway, Talladega. And you can buy your tickets to the Jack Links 500 right now. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Buy your tickets there. Get all the information you need there. Or you can call 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Hey, and if you want to really amp up your racing experience, if you've never tried this at least once, upgrade to the garage experience when you buy your ticket. The most immersive garage experience in NASCAR. You can watch the Cup teams work on their cars. You can see Victory Lane. You can see Q&A sessions with drivers. It's all right there at the garage experience. The racing starts on Friday, doubleheader on Saturday, and then, of course, the Jack Links 500 on Sunday, April 27th. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off.
Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Let's go racing! It's time for the Jack Links 500 at Talladega, April the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your ticket with the Garage Experience, everything from watching the Cup teams work on the cars to the Mobil 1 Victory Lane Trophy presentation. The most exciting, unpredictable racing in the world at Talladega. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
All right, we roll on. Football coming up. We're about to do the spotlight, but first, Brownie's going to tell us about our friends at Bojangles.
And right now at Bojangles, you can get that Bowberry biscuit. It is a heart-shaped Bowberry biscuit, and it is now through the 22nd available at Bojangles. And it's not just a great way to start your day. It is that, by the way. It is also a great cause. The Hardest Yard. 10% of the sales from the heart-shaped Bowberry biscuit are going to go to the Hardest Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation. You can get yours right now through February 22nd. Have a great breakfast, help a great cause at your local Bojangles. All that is going to go help heart health and heart research in the communities that Bojangles serves. So, on your way to work, school tomorrow, go get that heart-shaped Bowberry biscuit and make it bow time.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Spotlight each and every day presented by our guy Alexander Shinara, the Shinara Spotlight. He is a Birmingham guy, Birmingham born and bred, wanted to make sure that his community was taken care of when any legal issue arises. That's why the first thing you do is go to Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, Shinara.com, Shinara.com to find out more. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. You know by now he handles personal injury cases. What you might not know is fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims, all handled by Alexander Shinara. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
If we make it to kickoff in 192 days, and the odds do not change on who the betting favorite for the Heisman Trophy is, it'll be the first time ever that a Notre Dame Fighting Irish quarterback is the preseason favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
Ever?
Ever. Now, that only goes back to when they started doing this. I don't know what year that was. Probably late in the process. Back in the 60s, I'm sure Notre Dame quarterbacks were always up there.
Yeah, in the forward pass era, when we weren't running the Notre Dame box or some old, outdated offense, who's the best Notre Dame quarterback? Is it Brady Quinn?
I was going to say that for sure. We identified this early. It was after the Miami game. It was the first game of the year. Like, Marcus Freeman is in the best quarterback situation. Riley Leonard started multiple games in the NFL this year for the Colts.
So would you say Riley Leonard over Brady Quinn?
No.
Just in the forward pass era, is Brady Quinn the best quarterback
I would
they've had?
say Brady Quinn. Tony Rice was really good.
Yeah, they ran the option, but
Tony
I mean,
Rice,
that was a national championship
But
team. in the Lou
C.J.
Holtz.
Carr is going to, now a redshirt sophomore, is going to be really, really good. I don't think he's going to hold as your Heisman favorite. Arch Manning will end up being your Heisman
so
favorite.
close right now, plus 700 for Carr, plus 800 for Arch.
And you know what that also reflects? I don't know if you guys have seen it. I've never seen this. There are 4 teams currently that have the exact same 7-1 odds to win the national championship.
Ooh, I like
Notre
it.
Dame, Texas, Ohio State,
Georgia,
Indiana.
I keep forgetting Indiana's
Power,
a football
man.
power now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
those are your 4.
But
I mean, that's crazy that you have 4. That shows you, as much as you might hate the NIL and the transfer portal, have you guys ever seen going into a season where you've got 4 teams, and right behind that you've got to have the Georgias of the world, so they're not going to be far off.
Yeah, I the only reason I bring up Brady Quinn, Dunaway, is to point out that as great as the history is of Notre Dame quarterback, in the modern era, they really haven't had like dynamic quarterback play. I mean, we love Joe Theismann. Joe's nice. He comes on this show. He's a nice guy. He played in the NFL. He was a good college quarterback. I mean, that's a long time ago, though. I mean, really, when you start listing off.
Oh, Montana was kind of a game manager back then,
yeah,
too.
It was a different world of football back then.
Yeah.
But when you start listing off modern-day Notre Dame quarterbacks, it's not a real dazzling list. As great as their history is, they've never just really had this amazing signal caller. I mean, Brady Quinn was really, really good, obviously. Was he second or third in the Heisman voting, I think, that year? Behind Reggie
definitely
Bush?
A finalist.
Yeah.
You know, even the numbers don't really pop for C.J. Carr. Just watching him eye test, though, really, really good quarterback. I mean, last year threw for 2,700 yards, which is very middle of the pack. 66% completion percentage, pretty good. 24 touchdowns on the low end, only 6 interceptions. But, you know, the numbers they're not.
Now take away Jeremiah Love and tell me what you got to do.
Oh, well. I mean, him and
I don't want to go
Price.
Jay Coker, but if I could turn around and hand it to Jeremiah Love, I look a lot better.
Well, you think about, I mean, they had over 300 carries between Price and Love last year. So, yeah, I mean, you really didn't have to overthink it if you were Notre Dame.
Yeah. By the way, Heisman favorite's not where you want to be if your goal is to win the Heisman. I mean, how often does the preseason Heisman favorite actually win the Heisman?
I think it was the Oregon quarterback, the only one I can remember since we've been doing the show that was the kickoff.
Joey Harrington?
No.
Wait, who did you say it was?
Oh, Marcus Mariota.
Mariota.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Mariota from start to finish, from day one. And I think it wavered throughout the process, but day one to winning it.
Yeah, I think that might be right. I can't think of another one.
It was the preseason Heisman. Preseason favorite last year going into the season. Was it Arch?
Yeah, I think it was Arch.
Yeah, that didn't start well.
No.
After those two, CJ and Arch, Oregon's Dante Moore 11-1, Ohio State quarterback Julian Sayin 12-1, Indiana quarterback Josh Hoover 12-1, Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver Ohio State 14-1. Last Notre Dame Heisman Trophy winner.
Last Notre it was Rocket, right? Rocket Ismail.
Has it been that long?
I got Tim Brown, 1987.
Oh, so then Rocket didn't win it.
Yeah. No Notre Dame players won the Heisman Trophy since wide receiver Tim Brown, 1987, according to Yahoo Sports.
You know, I just randomly came across, I told Dunaway, there's this TikTok account that does classic bowl games. And it's actually pretty fun to watch because they do the intro and you see how big we used to build up bowl games. Like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish tonight, but it was Notre Dame, West Virginia in the national championship game. And that video, that's their last national championship, by the way, for those that aren't keeping score, in the Fiesta Bowl.
NBC game, right?
NBC game, and that video looks so old.
Yeah.
It looks so old.
First of all, it's not not HD. It's not the wide screen. It's the cut-off screen.
Yeah, and it's just different. It's different football. I mean, it doesn't even look like the game we're playing today. The game that they're playing, guys in big neck rolls, huge shoulder pads. I mean,
a lot of running between the tackles.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame was running the option. It was Tony Rice running the option under Lou Holtz.
Boy, they are going to be good next year, though. And play with a chip on their shoulder, not getting to a college football playoff. Same with Texas this year.
I would agree. So that's our spotlight today. More college football here in this segment being brought to you by the wonderful folks at Kalshi. Man, we love the folks at Kalshi. This has been so much fun. I told you I hammered Georgia last night, took a position on them, and got a big win. Combos, you can do those. Yeah, I just love the way the app is set up. It's just so much fun, and the pop culture stuff is hilarious too.
Well, again, if you're sitting in your cubicle board at work, do this. Download Kalshi, download the app, put in that code TNR. You're going to get $10 when you trade $10, and you will just go into the wormhole of all of the different things you can take positions on, from sports to politics to pop culture, how to trade using Kalshi now that it's legally available in all 50 states. What really makes Kalshi so unique is, again, not only active just in sports, Brown, they're active in all of these other arenas.
That's right. You can do everything from pop culture to crypto, economics, companies, tech and science. You're taking a position on everything at Kalshi, and code TNR gets you $10 on your first $10 position. You get a $10 bonus right there when you enter $10. All right, Arkansas, Alabama tonight at Kalshi. Scott is showing you right now that Alabama still is 63% and Arkansas at 37%. In terms of point spread, where did you see that point spread everywhere else, Lance?
Which one?
Bama, Arkansas.
Bama, Arkansas right now is currently 4.
Currently 4. Kalshi, if you're in sports fan mode, I see Alabama right now at 3.5. We'd call that value.
That's where I played it earlier today.
Oh, look at Dunaway.
I took that position.
You took the Bama position at 3.5?
You think he's going to play Arkansas?
No.
I took Arkansas.
Did you? Plus 3.5 in Tuscaloosa?
3.5, yeah.
184.5 is your total right there at Kalshi. You can play those games and all the games tonight, also including the Auburn Tigers and Mississippi State tonight on the road. All the SEC games right there at Kalshi. Kalshi.com, but download that Kalshi app, enter code TNR, and get $10 on your first $10 position right there at Kalshi.
My biggest position this weekend is on Ella Langley's Choosing Texas at plus 400 over Taylor Swift's Opalite minus 1329. Heavy favorite for Opalite to be Billboard's Hot 100 #1 song.
And you went Ella Langley?
On February the 28th. But I don't think that's this week's #1 song, right?
I don't know.
So will you be tuned to your radio when they're rolling it down?
Casey Kasem.
Long distance dedication.
Spider
But
Harrison.
I think by the time we get to February 28th, I think Choosing Texas.
So did I hear this right? You're betting against Taylor Swift
And Alabama on the same Kalshi
That's right.
positions today.
I got Horseman rolling in pretty soon.
I took a future on Hideki Matsuyama at the Masters.
Okay.
It's a good value right there at Kalshi.
Tiger Woods says the Masters not out of question for him coming back from that
I
Achilles.
remember last time you told me to take a future at Kalshi on a golfer, he didn't make the cut.
He didn't make the cut, Lance.
Yeah.
Hey, that happens some weeks.
I know.
Hey, the 24-team playoff that's been floated around now by the Big Ten and a leaked bracket, color-coded bracket that was part of the memo that got leaked from the Big Ten that they were passing around to the other conferences when they got together at the meetings at the college football playoffs is a lot of buzz. Do I understand this right? No auto bids? Is that the last thing that is 23 top 23 teams plus one?
Yeah, I think they realize you don't really have to have auto bids if you're going to have the top 24 teams. So you don't really have to spell it out that way that I get an auto bid. If you got the top 24, all four I should.
An 8-4 champions in.
Yeah. Would Duke have been in this year?
Oh, yeah.
So I think they realize we don't have to spell it out that way because we got 24 teams in there.
It sounds crazy. I think Virginia might have been in losing the game.
Yeah. Here's the look of who would have made it.
All right, well, we'll see here.
This past year. And you can see it all color-coded out. First 2 rounds on campus starting now.
Please.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky. I think the design here for some people is to start this Thanksgiving weekend. And
So what does that do to rivalry?
I don't like that.
And move rivalry weekend up to the week before that and the season starting week 0.
There's something, and look, I mean, everybody has their sacred cows, right, in college football. So I guess I can't.
Mine is 3 games on January 1st.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want as much football as I can get. There is just something that feels right about rivalry weekend being on Thanksgiving. Am I wrong about that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I think we're all in agreement, especially if we go to this number. Conference championship games are completely dead.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Just start it the week after Thanksgiving.
Well, so I assume, Jim, you started on rivalry or Thanksgiving weekend to get it done on January 1. Is that my assumption here?
Some people are trying to get it done January 1. I think their last proposal was to end it on January the 15th, by January the 15th.
So if we're going to start on Thanksgiving and play it on January 15th, we are spreading the heck out of this thing.
That's the NBA playoffs.
What are we doing?
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
So, let's use common sense here. Let's keep rivalry weekend on Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Let's blow out conference championships, start it there, and go into the first or second week of January. Pretty simple.
Yeah. I don't hate this. To answer your question, first of all, Lance, Duke actually is not in this, but there are 3 ACC teams, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Miami. So you could easily make that adjustment in the rankings to get Duke in there if you wanted to.
I mean, there's no way you're going to put Virginia or Georgia Tech in front of Duke after they won the championship.
Yeah.
But at this point,
they
wouldn't have been a championship.
Right. They were just going by the rankings. So to your point, and this is another reason, Dunaway, to Lance's point, that they don't put champions in here. We don't have a league championship game anymore.
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, you get some pretty good matchups. USC Arizona would have been a fun game. BYU Houston would have been a fun game.
Alabama would have been the one hosting James Madison this past year.
Not a fun game, but you get another home game for an Alabama fan. Same thing with Texas Tulane. Probably a blowout, but you get another home game in Austin.
Yeah, the bottom line is we get bowl games that don't have any substance to it. Every one of these games matters.
Virginia was in. They would have played at Vanderbilt, who would have been in.
Great game, by the way. Fantastic game, Virginia at Vanderbilt. Georgia Tech at Notre Dame would have been a fun game. Iowa at Miami. We didn't see this with Miami go. I think Iowa at Miami, a lot of people would say, boy, Miami could be in trouble right there.
Oh, with that Iowa defense, absolutely.
Yeah. If you go back to pre-college football playoff, what you thought of Miami, you'd be like, ooh, Iowa, that's a tricky matchup for Miami.
And Notre Dame at Ole Miss in round 2 would have been a tricky game.
Oh, sure.
For Ole Miss.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss got Tulane to start with. You're trading Tulane for Notre Dame.
Yeah, where do they have Texas seeded out?
They've got them at 13. They would play Texas Tech. What a tremendous game that would be in Lubbock.
Yeah, they beat Texas Tech.
Yeah, if they had survived Tulane, they would have been in Lubbock, Texas Tech. I mean, just those type
fun
matchups,
man. Yeah,
and getting rid of the auto bids, which I think you guys all agree that 4 Big 12, 4 ACC auto bids, the way that it was originally proposed by the Big Ten, seemed to be too much for those leagues.
Yeah, I don't think you should have the auto bids.
Yeah, so this.
If you're trying to force a 7-5 from one of those conferences in, that's going back to basically giving a Group 5 an opportunity in a current 12 team.
I didn't pick this up at first, but the way you worded this is bait in the water for the SEC, and I just noticed why you said that. I think I noticed why you said that.
Well, the SEC wanted 5 autos and 11 at large on their 16.
Right.
And if you take out the automatic bids, this is just however many SEC teams are in the top 23.
And if Scott will throw it back up there, what jumps out at me is right there at the bottom in the small print, where the Big Ten is not necessarily – they're not circulating this. This was kind of leaked out, right?
Yeah.
But this is okay.
Yeah, it was
Quote,
leaked
unquote.
out.
But so the Big Ten is going to circulate a plan, Lance, that's going to give the SEC more teams than anybody in this. The SEC's got 7, the Big Ten's got 6.
I mean, we're not the Big Ten.
Right.
We kept something under wraps for a long, long time. Right?
Who, us as a show?
Yeah, us as a group.
Oh, yeah.
And we talk for a living, and we did a pretty good job keeping that under wraps.
That was a surprise to a lot of people.
I'm sure the Big Ten let this leak out.
I mean, so for the Big Ten,
it's an intentional leak.
Yeah, for the Big Ten to circulate something that actually gives the SEC 7 bids and the Big Ten 6. They're not circulating something where they've got 8 bids and the SEC's got 6.
But I think this goes back to a lot of people saying the depth of the conference is a little different. When you look at the top of the Big Ten right now, for the last 3 years, yes, it has been the elite conference. But if you look at 1 through 16 or 1 through 18 for them, the depth lies in the SEC, and that's an example right there.
Okay, now remember when I asked you about the FCS earlier and the people like North Dakota State and Sacramento State paying millions of dollars to lead to join bottom group of 6 conferences? This is basically just they've got auto bids in the FCS, but the 2014 playoff already exists in the FCS. What does this do to the regular season? Like if I just got to be in – I think this is the reason why, my belief anyway, I should stop saying I think. My belief is that the SEC wanted to stop at 16 for a second to see how it impacts the regular season and any collateral damage that we may not think of before moving to 24. I don't think anybody in the SEC office is necessarily against the number 24. They just wanted to go from 12 to 16 first, and let's see what the world looks like at 16 before we move to 24. I think that was the reason why the SEC was in love with the number 16. Not that they were afraid of 24. As you can see here, it benefits them.
That, and I think they also think 16 might save the conference championship game. I think the SEC would like to keep that alive.
$200 million of revenue for the 4 major conferences, their conference championship games. So that needs to be replaced.
That's not nothing.
I don't think it affects the regular season as far as like the quality of the regular season. You look at the NFL right now, roughly 40% make the postseason, and the NFL regular season is absolutely fantastic. And now,
so once I get to 9-0, if I'm Alabama, if I'm Georgia, once I'm 9-0,
still playing for seeding though.
I can go a 3-game losing streak and still be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
you know you're
about
in.
seeding now.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do think
you don't want. It's not ideal, but yeah, I mean, you would at that point. I mean, at 9-3, and the SEC would be deserving.
Yeah, I mean, there's still only 16 additional home games, and you still only get one of those. Like you're only going to get one additional home game. because you're either going to get it in the first round or the second round because you're going to get a bye. So I do think there's value to that additional home game. I'm with Lance on that.
I would like to, if we did this, eliminate Power 4 teams playing anybody from the FCS first.
Who's left in the FCS?
I'd almost want to eliminate playing anybody from the group of 6. I feel like if you're the Power 4, you should be only playing Power 4 teams if we're going to do this kind of a playoff model.
We're going the other way on that.
We are going the other way on that.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I mean, I've said for quite a while that I think we're hurtling towards a split of the group of 6 and the Power 4 plus Notre Dame, that there'll be one day where those will be 2 completely different divisions. And maybe they still play one another some, but they're playing for different championships. And I think if you do that, it will make it easier to make that a rule.
Yeah, well, look, I think when we went to 12, we said there's going to be a day where a 3-loss team gets in. Now, that hadn't happened yet, but it's
technically Alabama was a 3-loss team.
Well, because of the conference championship.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
But now, I think to your point on, just scheduling maybe Power 4 games, you'll be able to absorb a 4th loss. I think there will be some 8-4s that get in the 2014 playoff. Yeah. I mean, there probably was an example of one last year. Was there a 4-loss in that?
Oh, I bet there was.
Sure.
Yeah.
Didn't Georgia Tech end up with 4 losses?
Pull it again. Well, I mean, it's hard to see with the bowls.
What was Iowa?
Iowa was 4, and that was regular season, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Iowa was 4 in the regular season.
Yeah, but, I mean, the playoff has given us more I understand what everybody says, like, oh, you can lose 2 games now. But I always go back to those games that you watch that have playoff implications that had no implications whatsoever other than another loss or another win for that team. An example I've used often is the Florida-Ole Miss game 2 years ago. Ole Miss goes to Florida. All they got to do is beat the Gators in Gainesville, and they make the college football playoff, assuming they also win the Egg Bowl. And Florida pulls an upset, saves Billy Napier's job, pulling the upset in the process. That game didn't have meaning before. That was just a regular season upset that saved Billy Napier's job. Now it was a regular season upset that we were all invested in because it was knocking Ole Miss out of the college football playoffs. I mean, it had much more meaning then.
Interesting. We'll circle back to this a couple of times throughout the offseason, but love that floating out there. And we still need a committee. Somebody's got to rank this. I don't think we'd let the media rank it, the AP poll, but
I mean, would you guys be okay with going back to BCS?
Yes,
computer?
absolutely. Nothing's really changed.
I mean, because it's so deep at that.
And we're only deciding 23 spots plus a Group 5. At some point, probably just 24 spots. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if the argument's at 24 and 25, you've lost me.
I think that's the easy way to do it.
Yeah, the argument would be 23 and 24.
23. The argument would really be like, how are we seated this low? We should be an 8. We're at 12, and now we got to go on the road in the second round.
We do the viewing menu here before they tell us about Michelson. I want to remind you that the great folks at Culver's are standing by, Brownie, with the butter burger. I had one the other day.
They're so good, aren't they?
Going to play golf. It was just so good.
Yeah.
Cooked to order, man.
I know. The butter burger, they don't just hand it right out the window. You got to wait for a second because it is cooked to order, but they do a tremendous job there at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious with Culver's. Enjoy after the games or anytime that delicious butter burger, those crispy crinkle-cut fries, the gooey golden cheese curds, and that creamy frozen custard. That is a great way to celebrate any win or forget about any loss right there at Culver's. When in Birmingham, use Stadium Trace in Tattersall Park. That's your local Culver's right here in Birmingham, where Culver's always says, welcome to Delicious.
Hey, and if you wear contacts or glasses, you've thought about it before. Am I a candidate for LASIK? Stop procrastinating, pull the trigger, make the phone call that I made way back in 2003, 205-969-8100. When you make that call, ask for Amy, tell her the next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call that I made. Still have the 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
So yesterday, I was at my second home, the AMC Summit.
I would say that's your first home, actually. Your second home's your apartment.
You know what? I actually do spend more time there than my apartment. I need to find a way to save money on rent because I don't spend time
I don't
there.
know what the moments were leading up to the assassination of Lincoln, but John Wilkes Booth probably had to case it out, probably got a heads up that he was going to the theater
That's
that
right,
night.
yeah.
Hey, anybody wants to take you out, it's easy.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm in the same seat usually too.
Oh wow! Don't tell them that.
I got my favorite seat.
Easy shot.
But I saw Wuthering Heights yesterday, and
opening scene.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay,
I brought
well,
this up
wow.
yesterday, Brown. There are so many people.
I've never read the book.
So many people.
Yeah.
There are people that are getting up and walking out of the movie because of the opening
Is it
scene.
sexual?
I read an article. No, very violent.
Okay, so Wuthering Heights. If I could just, I've never read the book. Let me just guess the storyline of Wuthering Heights.
I will just say that I just put in opening scene.
Oh, okay.
And I just put opening scene and Google finished Wuthering Heights.
Okay, so everybody's
Finish it for
Googling
me,
this. Yeah. All right, so Wuthering Heights, in my mind, I've never read the book, don't have any clue what the movie's about. In my mind, Wuthering Heights is an English family. They live in London, somewhere in England, maybe on the England countryside, actually. They live in the English countryside, and it's kind of a, it's like a love story. It's like, kind of like Bridgerton is Wuthering Heights. It's kind of Bridgerton is Wuthering Heights of our generation.
I've never seen Bridgerton, but sure.
I'll take it a little different. So it's a tramp that has been, she's an outcast from the village.
Oh.
But this dude, this aristocrat, brings her back
So
in.
you've never, you don't know what Wuthering Heights is? I've never read the book.
No.
So Bridgerton is
But based on the
basically,
first scene, I kind of want to see
yeah,
it.
Bridgerton is basically families marrying one another to keep money and power together, and that's what Wuthering Heights is to me. That's my storyline.
I think there's a poor angle
English
there.
countryside.
Yeah, so this is
Did we butcher it?
Kind of. This is in the Yorkshire area,
Oh.
in the marshlands.
Pretty much I'm right. Yeah.
You know, it's just a passionate love story
Yeah.
between this formerly wealthy family member
See?
and
I mean,
a
basically like I
poor
read the Cliff
servant
Notes.
who
Yep.
comes into wealth.
Yeah.
There you go. Poor
Tolstoy.
servant.
Did Tolstoy write this?
No, it was Emily Bronte. I
Yeah,
believe.
Emily Bronte. That's right.
You know
yeah.
a chick wrote this.
Yeah,
Now,
I
first
know.
scene. Can
Tolstoy's
you lay it
wife.
out?
Oh, you don't want to ruin it for people. I just read
Well,
it.
people apparently are walking out.
Yeah,
so
I
is it
mean, no,
violent?
I'll
yeah,
let
you
y'all
wanna-
know just in case you, like, y'all's significant others want to go to this movie, and you can be like, I think I'll pass on this, and here's why.
Yeah, there you go.
Opening scene, guy gets hanged in the town square.
Ouch.
He's pitching a tent.
Which apparently, according to AI, is common.
Yeah, I've heard that happens.
See, I haven't heard that. I've heard shit in your pants. But
No, I've heard that happens. Yeah.
Well,
It's
that
called
happens when
Deathwood.
Everyone dies.
Is it really called Deathwood?
Deathwood.
That's
Well,
okay.
I mean, I guess the blood's got to flow somewhere.
Well,
when
yeah,
you
it's
get-
got to go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
when it
I
gets cut off.
Didn't know that was a thing,
Yep.
but it is
Can't go to the head.
But is it a violent scene?
yeah,
Lance,
I mean, it's violent as someone
Okay.
getting
I
hanged.
I figured that we would get some full 10 action in a love story like that. You probably didn't expect it would be the first scene when they're dropping him out of the gallows.
No, and the main character like looks at it and notices. It was. I'd never want to see that movie again.
Wow.
It was well made. It's just not for me. It's the furthest thing.
I
as
could have
far as being
gotten
made
it
for
back
me.
in elementary school. Playing
Yep, that's what-
hangman.
that's what it was.
I could have gotten. I could have gotten an extra letter.
That's a straight across board, though.
That's right. One more letter.
I could have guessed another letter.
Only if it's a male getting hanged, Dunaway. If it's a female getting hanged, you don't get that letter. Yes.
But anyway, moving on.
Worth the watch?
The later parts of the movie were better, but the ending was kind of dumb. And then I've also heard it's also not
Accurate?
faithful to the book. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think Brown would like that more
No.
or The Secret Agent? Brown, I watched the movie the other night. 2 hours and 40 minutes, all in Portuguese, all subtitled.
Out.
Yeah, I think you'd be more willing to watch Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. By the way, this is also the Japanese letter for virility.
And now it's moving down.
Like all my bits, it lasts too long.
Netflix has a new release today called Being Gordon Ramsay. You follow celeb chef Gordon Ramsay behind the scenes as he juggles family life and his biggest launch yet, the opening of 5 culinary experiences in one of London's tallest buildings. I don't really care to see behind the scenes Gordon Ramsay. I just like him doing his angry shtick. But for those who are really into the Ramsays, you got more content today. Paramount Plus has a new docuseries called Wild Boys, Strangers in Town. It chronicles the astonishing true story of 2 young brothers who emerged from the forests of British Columbia in the summer of 2003, claiming they have been raised entirely off the grid without schools, doctors, or any record of their existence. When a local mother takes them in, hoping to help the brothers build a new life, a small-town obsession is ignited with journalists and authorities digging deeper. So,
is it supposed to be a true story?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Huh? All right, then.
I don't believe any of that stuff.
Moving on, Hulu has added Smile to its catalog. It came out a few years ago, and I think as far as new horror movies go, this is one of the better franchises that's come
looks
out.
Awful.
Basically, there's this entity that goes around, and it's spread through people smiling as they die. And once you see that, the curse gets passed on to you.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And then they made a second movie, which I thought was a bit better, where the main character is like a famous pop star. And so you've got more opportunities to spread it, given the crowds.
Yeah.
And Smile 3 comes out next year, I believe. And then finally, on today's viewing menu, Tubi has added a movie to its catalog that I really like, and was also directed by the guy who did Crime 101. It's American Animals. Spencer Reinhardt, Warren Lipka, Aaron Borsuk, and Chaz Allen are 4 friends who live an ordinary existence in Kentucky. After a visit to Transylvania University, Lipka comes up with the idea to steal the rarest and most valuable books from the school's library. As one of the most audacious art heists in U.S. history starts to unfold, the men question whether their attempts to inject excitement and purpose into their lives are simply misguided attempts at achieving the American dream.
Yeah, I almost watched that, I don't know, months ago. But our buddy Ush came up yesterday, had to deliver me something. And he was talking about, I had never seen The Apostle with Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall?
Yeah, dying a couple of days ago. So I rented it last night, and I only got 5 minutes into it because something came up. So I'm going to have to watch it. I don't know. I got 48 hours. So I'm on the clock.
The Apostle.
I'm very excited about watching it, but I just hadn't watched it yet.
All righty.
But I did read some chapters yesterday, Dunaway, in my
20 pages yesterday?
I read 4 chapters yesterday.
Look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm breezing along, man. I'm at chapter 7 now.
We talked about things giving up for Lent, giving up for Lent, and I decided this year I'm not giving anything up. I'm adding.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
Before I drive to Tuscaloosa tonight, I'm adding working out every day.
Good for you.
So I'm heading to the gym between the show and driving to Tuscaloosa. So I'll go work out, and then I'll eat a burger or something on the drive down.
Who do you think can keep their, you think my book reading or Dunaway's working out?
Well, I tell you what, if I walk 18, I consider that my workout for the day. There's a
yeah, on those days, I'm going to have to count golf as a workout.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I done away with the golf. I think
I close my exercise ring.
That's
walking
the
18.
equivalent of me reading for the show. I do that every day.
Yeah, walking 18.
That's what I've always said about books is I read every day.
Yeah. So I'm saying, Brown, outside of walking on the golf
then
course,
it's going to be.
By the way, you don't know this.
I'll play golf tomorrow.
I've already finished book 1 of 2026.
Oh wow!
I've got 18 holes tomorrow. So
that's right.
I will do the show, and then I will do golf tomorrow. I will not walk.
No,
but I will close my exercise ring at some point. That is the first hour and 7 minutes of the show. When we come back, we will talk more college basketball, college football, do 4 downs. Ron Slay joins us at 11 Central live. The start of hour 3 if you're watching or listening to us on replay. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie is happy when I get out and exercise because she doesn't have to work as hard, but she loves keeping me at 177 to 180 pounds every day. And she did that by helping me lose weight to start with, 216, aplanforme.com. It is weight loss that actually works. You can find out details and get a free consultation by going to aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees. That first consultation is free. Injection therapy meal replacements. There's a variety of ways they can help you. Find out more at planforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Let's go racing! It's time for the Jack Links 500 at Talladega, April the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your ticket with the Garage Experience, everything from watching the Cup teams work on the cars to the Mobil 1 Victory Lane Trophy presentation. The most exciting, unpredictable racing in the world at Talladega. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number two of the show, we will roll back into Auburn and Alabama's big games happening tonight. Crazy night last night in the college basketball ranks. More on that in just a second after LT tells you about our friends at Crane U.
Again, get the Crane training you need today. If you're looking for that new career, you need further training to advance your current one. Our friends at Crane U offer the comprehensive state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. Call 855-CRANE-U when you call that number, whether you talk to Nicole or Fran. Make sure you mention in the next round 10% off all the great services and the training. CraneU.com for more information. The team at Crane U, if you want to use your own equipment, they will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, the job site safer. Crane U also offers certification and safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. 855-CRANE-U or CraneU.com.
Number 1, Michigan went into West Lafayette and beat number 7 Purdue last night, 91-80 by 11. They're now 9-0. Michigan is 9-0 in quad 1 games. They play number 3 Duke Saturday in an out-of-conference game. Wow, 1 versus 3 coming up on Saturday. But Michigan this year.
Where is that? Is that in Cameron? Do you know?
Yeah, it's Cameron.
Cameron?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was at Madison Square.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, I just know Duke was listed as bottom team.
Duke does one of those games every year at Madison Square.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome game, especially the way both those teams are playing. 5:30 tip. We talked about it yesterday, Dunaway, and I unfortunately had Purdue plus 1.5 and continued to sit there and watch it. And they would cut it to 9, and then they had 3 open threes to get it down to 6 in the final 7 to 8 minutes, and just couldn't hit those shots.
Hey, that game's in D.C. Actually.
Okay, DC, yeah, neutral sign, all right.
Yeah, okay, 21 double-digit wins now for Michigan, 14 20-point wins, 10 30-point wins, and 7 40-point wins this year. Their average margin of victory is 22, and you say, oh, Jim, some of the teams they played. They have 6 ranked wins by an average of 21 points.
Look, Barkley walked under the ladder when he said it was the Arizona Invitational, but I didn't understand that the way Michigan was playing. I mean, that's the most points that Purdue defense has given up all year.
Arizona's lost 2 since then.
Yeah, they haven't. And there's a possibility that 3's on the table.
Yeah, this Michigan team, when I saw them play Auburn, I thought then, and I'd already seen Arizona. I thought then, I was like, that's your best team in college basketball. I appreciate what Arizona has done. That Michigan team is so long, so athletic. They come at you from so many different ways. I just didn't know how anybody was going to beat them.
In the fall of that period of time, Notre Dame won the 1988 college football championship. They haven't won one since. That March Madness after that, Michigan won the 1989 national championship, and they haven't won a basketball championship since.
Bizarre circumstances for that 89 championship, by the way.
Could we reverse that and get Michigan winning it this year, and then Notre Dame come the fall after that big, long gap since the 80s with those 2 prestigious programs?
Take a position on Calci with it. Yeah,
that would be
a handsome payout. Look, Michigan turned it over 14 times, and they still won by double digits in West Lafayette against one of the top 10 teams in all of college basketball. That's impressive.
But last night, a lot of ranked losses. NC State beat number 16 North Carolina 82-52, largest series loss since 1962 for North Carolina.
We knew that was kind of a smelly number, Brown. It was NC State. Now, look, there's injuries right now with Hubert Davis in North Carolina, but the number was stretched out to 6.5. We were all over it last night.
I follow Joe Giglio, I think that's how he says his name, does what we do up in North Carolina. Left Radio does web-based show. And he's covered North Carolina sports for a very long time, and he said, I cannot recall NC State ever being favored 6.5 over North Carolina, ever. He goes, maybe in the Matt Doherty era, it got that bad at North Carolina.
Iowa beat number 9 Nebraska. Nebraska's now lost 4 of 6. Arizona State beat 13th-ranked Texas Tech 72-67. I think you just get tired with the games you play in the Big 12 that you lose some games like you shouldn't to Arizona State.
And JT Toppin went out with about 5.5 minutes
What's
to
the
go,
update?
So that was big. I don't know what the update is.
They were doing the ACL test on the floor, which is always scary if it's bad enough that they're doing that test.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a 5-point game, and Toppin was playing well, had 20 points and 8 rebounds when he went out. So maybe that final's a little different if he doesn't go out.
We talked earlier about 15th-ranked Michigan State beating UCLA. SMU beat 21st-ranked Louisville, and Ohio State beat 24th-ranked Wisconsin, all last night.
Yeah.
So you had number 7 Purdue losing to another ranked team, 16th-ranked North Carolina, 9th-ranked Nebraska, 13th-ranked Texas Tech, 21st-ranked Louisville, and 24th-ranked Wisconsin losing, and Kentucky lost last night. Crazy night in basketball. Good luck on your brackets. as you get ready to fill those out in about a month now for that. We'll talk more about Auburn and Alabama tonight after we remind you the show being brought to you in part by our friends at Central State Bank. Tell us about Central State Bank.
It is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but also small enough to know you and build a relationship with you. And one thing they know, I was spending time with my college daughter on my trip this week, and college life moves really, really fast. It has for her. But, she's 3.5, 4 hours away from us. So you got to make sure your banking moves fast, too. So Central State Bank takes care of that for that college kid in your life. Whether it's your first paycheck, textbook hustle, weekend road trip, Central State Bank here to back you up. Easy-to-use accounts, mobile banking, hometown service, though. That's what makes adulting easier for those college students. Family-owned, community-focused, always in your corner. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
And the fine folks at Urology Centers of Alabama there to take care of you as well. As you age, guys, 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and so on, they will take care of you with 16 locations here in Central Alabama, convenient for you. They've been your compassionate caregiver for over 70 years, whether it's prostate health, kidney stones, vasectomies, testosterone treatments, so many things they can do for you, and they do it with absolutely the best doctors in the world. UrologyCentersAlabama.com for more details or make an appointment, 205-930-0920. We've already said it a couple of times on the show. Must win tonight for Auburn. Be a horrible loss for Auburn. A couple of things that have been said on the show already today. Stephen Pearl trying to put things into context tonight as Auburn goes on the road in Starkville to play Mississippi State at 8 o'clock tonight.
You look at the last 6 teams that we've played. In their previous 5 games, they're combined 30-6, and 2 of those losses came to Auburn. So find me a tougher 6-game stretch than what we just faced, So that's one. And, you look at 3 of those games, right? It's a 1 or 2 possession game in the last 2 minutes. And then obviously we play one of those games without our best player. You can't panic, which I know people are doing right now, which is fine. They can panic all they want. We're going to stay consistent and locked in on what we do because what we do works, and it's shown to work. Like, I had a quote the other day I saw that I thought was really good. Belief stems from experience reinforced by evidence. So, the evidence is beating Texas, beating Florida, beating Arkansas, beating NC State, beating St. John's, So we've shown what we're capable of doing. So that's where my belief comes from, knowing that our guys are capable when they're at their best to, go win the games.
6 tough games, but you lost 4 straight. And, I think a metric that we don't use anymore, that we haven't used in a decade plus, should be something you look at, and that is your final 10 games of the year.
Yeah, they're about to play their last 6. And as you mentioned, if you went final 10, the first 4 are going to be losses.
Yep.
And I think beyond just the final 10, though,
I would say the only reason I never liked that metric is because of what he's talking about there. Everybody's final 10 is not the same.
Yeah, because sometimes you're rewarded a hot team in the final 10 and the final 10 suck.
No,
so
I get
it.
that.
Yeah.
But like
Alabama's final 10 is different than Auburn's final 10.
Yeah. But let me ask you guys this.
But once I get that, but real quick, once you get to the NCAA tournament, and if Auburn gets in, every one of their games is going to be against teams like that. If you've lost 7 of 10, why am I putting you in a tournament where you really have no shot at winning 2 games?
That's a good point. Yeah, it almost should penalize you but not reward you the last 10. I kind of agree with you on that. What do you think Auburn's minimum records need to be, both overall and in conference, to get in?
17 wins overall, I think.
They need to be 4-2.
Down the stretch.
In the last 6 to be not worried at all.
You're cutting to the chase then. 4-2.
Not worried at all.
Yeah, 4-2 makes you 9-9. They're 5-7 right now.
Yeah, they're definitely in there.
Yeah, 9-9. But if you lose tonight, 9-9 gets tricky.
Yeah.
That's why tonight is important, because you've got Kentucky. It is at home Saturday. This Kentucky team's better than Auburn, but they're a little schizophrenic themselves. I mean, last night was, I guess Lance felt like it was pretty good. So did you. You took a position at Calshi.
That's the Kentucky team you want to draw, the one you saw last night.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're technically better than Auburn.
I said that yesterday. Like I think Pope is kind of doing a really good job of coaching a group of guys that are good, but they're not great. I think they were playing above their heads going into that Georgia game.
And when they put that team together for $22 million, I don't think they were looking at matching parts together. They don't mesh well together.
Yeah.
They don't play 8 guys, 9 guys complementary basketball.
It is a kind of a jagged product.
It is.
But real quick, Brent, when you go through the schedule, the only game that Auburn is going to be underdogs is going to be that final game where Nate kind of took the shot at Auburn. That's the only game they'll be underdogs. They will be favored against Kentucky, at Oklahoma, obviously home against Ole Miss and LSU.
Yeah, the point being, you lose to the 2 good teams. If you lose one of those to the 4 bad teams that you should easily win, then that becomes I think another problem to worry about. But I think if they go 4-2 down the stretch, they're still in that 8-9 game.
I think the bigger issue for Auburn is if you take a loss at Oklahoma to Ole Miss or to LSU, you have taken on a terrible loss at a terrible time.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's going to be their bigger issue than what tonight's an important game. But Kentucky, Alabama, take those off the table. You can't be losing at Oklahoma against Ole Miss or against LSU in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Or at Mississippi State tonight.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't help. All right, that's Auburn basketball. Bama's got a good one at home. And LeBaron Philon's been playing. He's just such a good player. Coming back, made a difference this year for this team. Cut 6, Tyler, if you will. Nate Oates talking about what LeBaron Philon not only does controlling the offense from the point, but now as a 3-point shooter.
LeBaron's shooting almost 40% from 3 this year. Just how have you seen him improve in that area from last year and growing his confidence?
Yeah, he put a lot of work in, when he tested in the draft, they had a few things they came back with. One was his shooting, his leadership. So he's proven he can shoot. He worked on a shot all summer. He's been pretty good. He's hit timely ones. So, he's always been a confident kid with his scoring ability, but he's earned the right to shoot the ball with confidence with how much work he's put in the offseason and continues to put in now.
Should be a show tonight in Tuscaloosa. And as always, Forrester will be kicking out the postgame for you tonight on our social media platform at Next Round Live. One more thing to get to in this segment. 4 downs in the next segment. Ron Slay still to come to talk basketball. Our friends at Woodhouse bringing you this one more thing.
Yeah, our friends at Woodhouse want to remind you the gift of relaxation, even after Valentine's, is out there. Make sure you stop in. Beautiful location right there at the Summit Shopping Centers. Go see Stuart and the fine folks up there. Tell them the Next Round sent you. Or you can order online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. You can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including the massages, the skincare, the waxing, nail services. Voted Birmingham's best day spa since 2009. Again, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Do you guys know who Travis Steele is?
Travis Steele. I do not.
Country music. He's an upcoming artist. He's playing infield at Talladega.
Head coach Miami of Ohio, unbeaten. They won again last night.
I actually saw an interview with him yesterday.
He says if they make it to Selection Sunday unbeaten, that means winning the conference tournament, winning the automatic bid. We don't have to worry about sitting through the sweaty the selection show. Used to be Bryant Gumbel. Greg Gumbel.
God rest his soul.
Travis Steele says that if they go unbeaten to Selection Sunday, that he will watch the Selection Sunday show with his team on camera in a Speedo.
Okay, well, nobody wants to see that.
How's he look? You saw the interview
he's
with
younger.
him.
No, so our friend Kelly Hunter, pride of Miami of Ohio.
That's right.
Sent me a video of him talking about, it basically referenced it as Disneyland. He's like, we've got the best campus out here. I'm not surprised. I told guys if they do it the right way, we'll be able to do special things. It's just not a good team. Like, they survived again last night against UMass. I shouldn't say they're not a good team. They're a good MAC team. But they have survived against the likes of UNC Asheville in overtime. Akron took them to overtime.
Yeah, they've had a lot of overtime and 1-2 possession wins.
Now, they do have 7 guys that average double figures, so they are really deep, very guard-oriented, but I don't think they're going to make it undefeated. So I don't think we got to worry about it.
And they may not. I mean, they legitimately could go undefeated, lose their conference tournament, and not get in at all.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
One other thing I wanted to point out basketball-wise here. Apparently, as I was reading this morning, some schools haven't gotten their players' era check from this year. And
what was that? That was Thanksgiving weekend, right?
They're blaming it on the
Mel,
the commission that has to approve NIL deals.
Yeah.
But some of the schools that did not run it through the NIL, they were just, we're being paid to play in this thing, haven't gotten their check yet either. And they're searching for a media partner for next year's event. This thing may go south quickly if nobody's.
We have a chapter 13 on the eras.
I don't know. I'll check tonight. I'll ask somebody if Alabama got their check yet.
It never added up to me. Did it add up to you? How you could have all those teams and all that money?
I don't understand. And they kept expanding.
And I didn't notice like overt advertising when I watched Alabama and Auburn play in that. Like it wasn't
when it was 8 teams. I was like, okay, $8 million for this event. Right. That's a TV product. Okay, TV's paying for this.
Yeah, TNT is going to foot the bill. But, I mean, look.
How many teams was it total? Did you say it was 8?
It started
the first year. Yeah,
I think it was 16.
Yeah, I think it was at least 16, if it wasn't more.
Look, I mean, we don't deny it, obviously. You can listen to our show until we're feeding a number of families up here, right? We got a lot of commercials, okay? We're never going to apologize for that. It's what we do.
We want more.
We want more. We're feeding families. That didn't, like, I watch that, and I watch it from the eye of how are they making that kind of money? Like, it didn't make sense, and I just don't think Turner can foot that bill. I mean, that's like probably a $20 million bill, would you think? If not more?
Yeah. They're looking for a $50 million a year broadcast partner.
Okay, well, that answers my question, then. It's more than $20 million.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could have a title sponsor that's on the hook for.
But I didn't see one. That's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't just jump at me. Maybe I just missed it, but it just didn't jump at me. And I just don't think Turner can make that kind of money off of it.
And I really like that event. It gives us some great games right there jammed together in 3 days, 4 days.
Did you ever, were you late on your car payment and they called you and you're like, man, I mailed that check. I mailed it. Daggum U.S. Postal Service.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mailed that check 2 weeks ago. Y'all haven't got that thing yet?
Yeah, I'll send you another one.
I'm going to have to go cancel this one, though. It's going to take a minute.
Yeah, I'll send you another one. All right. Congratulations to Michaela Schifrin. She won she did well today. If you're going to watch it tonight, I don't know if you watched it.
I didn't say win. Did I say win?
Yeah. If you like Schifrin, you may want to tune in tonight.
Sky had graphical support, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can make other plans.
210 USA Today, USA 210 today. You can watch the men's hockey team play Sweden as they go knockout in the quarterfinals. The women getting ready to play Canada for the goal. They haven't allowed a goal in 331 minutes and 23 seconds, an Olympic record for both men and women. The old women's record was 199 minutes. The men's record was 245 minutes. The American women haven't allowed a goal in 331 minutes and 23 seconds.
I watched some of that biathlon that we talked about on the show. That's fascinating. That's a really impressive sport.
Cross-country ski, and then you stop and shoot.
You lay down at one and shoot, and then the real tough one is you have to stand and shoot because their guns, they say, weigh about like a gallon milk jug, so they're not light guns. And you got to, they were showing like how you got to go bone on bone, elbow on hip. And as they're doing it, you could tell, I mean, they are breathing hard and they have to stop breathing long enough to shoot. It's pretty fascinating. And they said in Europe or in the Scandinavian countries, the big biathlon events will have 20 plus million viewership.
Wow.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like an NFL game.
And then there's the, did I read this right moment of the day? Tony Clark, the head of the Major League Baseball Players Association, resigned yesterday amid an investigation. Inappropriate relationship doesn't surprise anybody, right?
Happens a lot.
Happens a lot.
Yep.
With his sister-in-law.
That's a Thanksgiving discussion.
That's next level.
Yeah. Thanksgiving and Christmas get a little tricky.
Who also works for the union. Now, that's according to reports. I do not know this, but that's what was out there today in the reports. He's stepping down. He's been with the Players Association since 2010. Was a great player himself.
So that's either your brother's wife or your sister's sister, right? That's the only way it could be a sister-in-law?
Yep. And
either way is tricky.
I've heard of situations where sisters are so competitive that kind of stuff has happened before. Which
so either it's your wife's sister
or your brother's sister
or your brother's wife.
Yeah, your wife's sister or your brother's wife. I think that's the only two ways you can be.
I'm going to guess it is his wife's sister.
I don't know for sure.
That ain't just tricky at Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's tricky every night of the week.
I mean, what is trickier, though? I mean, you're going to...
Well, I mean, I got to go home to the wife.
Yeah, but the thing
is... To tell her I was...
I don't think you do anymore.
Yeah, but... and I don't have a job.
The sister's wife, you're destroying that side of the family.
I know. No,
brother's wife, you're destroying
two families.
sides.
Yeah, everything. Yeah. That's a good point.
All right. All right, when we come back, we'll do our 4 downs.
He says he's about to get the death boner.
Yeah. In my house, he wouldn't have one to have anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, that would be the cause of death.
I'm going to hang him by it.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we'll do our 4 downs. Ron Slade talks more basketball with us in the final hour of the show that's brought to you today by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. LT, tell us about New York Butcher.
Great place to stop and reward the entire family on your way home by picking up some of the delicious meats from the New York Butcher Shop, the ribs, the chicken, the pork, obviously the incredible steaks, the fantastic sides made fresh in-house daily right there. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 at Greystone. Don't forget about the fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. One-stop dinner shop, rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777, or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Let's go racing. It's time for the Jack Links 500 at Talladega, April the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your ticket with the Garage Experience, everything from watching the Cup teams work on the cars to the Mobil 1 Victory Lane Trophy presentation. The most exciting, unpredictable racing in the world at Talladega. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Back with you on the next round as we continue on. Before we do the 4 downs, one NFL note to tell you about. A couple, real quickly. It's our Shannara update on the NFL. Mike Evans says he will go one more year, and he's going to explore his options.
He should.
Unrestricted free agent. So probably maybe looking for a championship team contender to play for. You said you'd like to see him in a Rams uniform? Possibility.
I think most.
No, as a third option. I think his days of being the number one option are done. But, man, I'm telling you, with his experience, what he can do for a locker room,
and plays hard.
Oh,
I know he doesn't take plays off.
If you saw him in a Seattle or San Francisco uniform, would you hate that?
I wouldn't like it, yeah.
That's kind of like,
But I wouldn't be surprised to see him in either.
Buffalo's the second in betting odds to get Tyreek Hill. I don't want to see that either. But we're going to suck anyway.
I mean, if Mike Evans wants to go to a Super Bowl, it's probably better to go to an AFC team, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so difficult to navigate the NFC. But, I would feel better, though, if I'm Mike Evans saying, you know what, if I go to San Francisco and they stay healthy, they're going to be really, really good. Seattle, same thing. And Rashid Shaheed's probably already out of there, so they're looking for another option. Rams are definitely looking for wide receiver number 3. And, to go play with Stafford, the reigning MVP.
Yeah, but to your point, it's not like New England had prolific wide receivers, and there they are in the Super Bowl.
What about Chiefs? Could they use Mike Evans?
Again, I mean, they're the betting favorite to get Tyreek Hill. So if you got Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans back for Patrick Mahomes, I think you'd feel really good about
Mahomes just restructured his contract. It's going to save him about $11 million a year over the next 4 years.
Yeah, interesting. Also, former Stallion Brandon Aubrey is a restricted free agent, but he is getting interest from at least 4 teams. But explain to me, I mean, I watched the Super Bowl. We all did. How is Kenneth Walker possibly not going to get tagged? Is he going to walk? They're not going to let him leave.
I don't think you want to use your franchise tag on running backs now because you have to pay so much for them to get in that top.
Yeah.
What is it? The average of the top 5, right?
$14.5 million right now for a running back. So you're looking
top
at
3, I think.
You're looking whatever it is. It's a lot of money.
You're looking at Saquon, Bijan. He's not that good. K9 is really, really good. Obviously, he showed that. But if I'm him, I do walk. I would rather probably at this point just to get his money because the shelf life is so small for a running back.
Yeah.
Go out and get paid elite money. And
I agree
Seattle's
with you.
not going to overpay.
Based on ability, you're like, there's the guy we want a franchise tag. But now you're paying him $14 million. Whereas what was he making for Seattle? It wasn't $14 million.
Not even close.
And you're going to pay that for 1 year. I mean, that just kind of gets you out of whack. The running back money just ain't what it used to be.
I watched that Super Bowl. They don't win it without him.
They don't. But they've also got Charbonnet. I mean, he ain't playing in that Super Bowl if Charbonnet's not hurt.
You say that. I mean, New England wasn't going to score.
I mean, they split. I mean, Charbonnet's good, but they split time, right?
I mean, Charbonnet's a starter.
Yeah, Charbonnet was their more goal line situational guy. I mean, when you look at total touchdowns, led the team in the regular season, but when he went down, it was all Kenneth Walker, and he did a hell of a job. I thought that was going to be a bigger factor for them in the postseason, and it wasn't.
Tell us about Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, Brownie.
Shannara.com, that's the website you go to. Shannara.com. When you're in need of a trial attorney, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Shannara.com, Shannara.com. He has recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, and he can work for you as well. That's Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. He has done that by focusing on a couple of core values, 4 of them, in fact: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. And that is why he's recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. Shannara.com, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, Shannara.com. Shall we do 4 downs? You want to do 4 downs?
Yeah, let's do 4
downs. Let's do 4 downs,
here,
Tyler. 4 downs. Give me a little music in the background, Tyler. Okay. It is presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. If you want asphalt work done right the first time, that is Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. They're a full-service asphalt contractor, and they do a ton of major state, government, and municipal roadway projects. What's that tell you? That they do a good job. They know what they're doing. You may also think it tells you they're too big for your job. Not at all, my friend. They're not just a big job company. They've got dedicated divisions focused entirely on private driveways, smaller asphalt projects. It's the same crews. It's the same quality. It's the same no excuse standards, but it's doing things in your neighborhood, like a parking pad or something like that. Central Alabama Asphalt. If you need a quote, Get an estimate, give them a call, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or visit them on the web, centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
What happens first? LSU wins 20-plus games in basketball, or Lane Kiffin actually wins a playoff game?
Who are they going to hire in basketball? Because they'll be hiring somebody soon, right? That guy's going to get canned.
Yeah, Matt McMahon's probably not going to.
I don't know how attractive that job is. Like if LSU comes open at the same time Oklahoma does, which one's more attractive? Oklahoma?
LSU.
Oh, for you it's LSU? I mean, they've both been to Final Fours, but that's been a long time ago for both of them. That program's just, it seems that program's stuck in mud. I mean, Will Wade was winning there not too terribly long ago.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, multiple coaches have taken them to Final Fours.
Yeah, and Will Wade was really, really good there. I mean, playing for the SEC championship against Alabama.
Would you go back if you were Will Wade from NC State?
I don't know.
It feels like.
I mean, NC State and LSU seem like almost equivalent jobs. I don't know why.
Yeah, if I'm Will Wade, I look back at
the
it.
money's more in the SEC.
If I'm Will Wade, I look back and I'm like, wait a minute. All these other schools stood by their coach, and their coach is just fine. I mean, Bill Self was in the same deal that Will Wade was in, and Kansas was just like, yeah, we're just going to keep Bill Self. And whatever happened to Kansas for that?
I know Lane Kiffin just did it, but Chris Beard leaving Ole Miss, which apparently is really hard to win at.
Would you go to LSU?
Would you go to LSU, Chris Beard?
If I'm LSU, I'd take him.
Yeah, I don't think I said this last year, 2 years ago. I think Chris Beard is kind of in the Bruce Pearl. I appreciate you giving me another opportunity, so I'm going to stay here as long to pay this kind of thing back. But, I mean, right now, I don't know where the approval rating is for Chris Beard the way they're playing.
How long is long enough to pay it back, though?
I feel like Chris Beard's done it. Like, if he left, I feel like he's paid him back. But
took him to the Sweet 16 last year.
I mean, it's just a bad program. I don't know. I think my answer is Lane Kiffin. I got more faith in him than I do in LSU basketball.
I do too.
Second down.
Celebrity birthdays. Molly Ringwald is 58. Yeah, 58. And Vanna White is 69. Better career. Molly Ringwald, Vanna White.
I know it's shocking, but I'm going to go Vanna White for the extended period of time, how many households she was in. Never really done a ton of anything else. Molly Ringwald for a brief moment of time. What was it? 16 Candles.
Pretty in Pink, which I think has got a re-release in theaters. 40th anniversary.
Comes out this weekend, I believe.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Was Molly Ringwald the interview that was pitched to us, but they told us she would not talk Breakfast Club?
Yeah, didn't want to talk Brat Pack at all.
Brat Pack, none of her movies from that era.
And we were like,
well, we're well versed in the theater. We're going to pass.
So we're going to talk to Molly about what now?
If we could not talk 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, or Breakfast Club with Molly Ringwald, I think we told them we'd rather have the Molly Ringwalds, the 80s cover band, on the show more than Molly Ringwald.
They're pretty fun.
They are.
They are. Yeah, I think she was the it girl for high school films back in the 80s with John Hughes. But Vanna White has printed money.
Yeah, I got to go Vanna White. Better career.
With the longevity.
Maybe a 4 or 5 year period where Molly Ringwald was steadily working. Vanna White has been steadily working
for a long time.
Decades.
Same job. I mean, she's held the same job down for a long time. In an industry, honestly, where females get shelved when they get old.
Oh, yeah.
And she has worked right through that.
I do. I hate to say this, but like that camera shot, she's always a little further away.
Well, that probably doesn't hurt.
You wonder if it was a little tighter of a camera shot.
She knows what she's doing.
Gotten away from her.
Keep them puzzles long.
Third down.
Matt Dillon, 67 years old. Do you guys have a favorite Matt Dillon movie? I mean, he's been in a lot of them. I mean, back in the day, he was getting great roles. You look at The Outsiders. Fun movies that I liked were like Wild Things. There's a lot of dudes that probably like that scene. Beautiful Girls was an underrated film. My personal favorite is Drugstore Cowboy.
Was he? I can't even remember the name of it now. It's one of my favorites.
Something About Mary.
He was in that too, right? No, it was. Was he in like? It was I think it was the 90s or was it late 80s? Group of friends, and it had
Beautiful Girls. I just mentioned it.
Oh, that was the name of it?
Yeah, with
Beautiful
Timothy
Girls?
Hutton and Natalie Portman, Michael Rappaport, Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Where they have a high school reunion, Lauren Holly.
A great soundtrack.
Yeah, and Matt Damon is banging Lauren Holly and her husband.
Hey, you may be thinking about Singles.
Singles.
Yeah, Singles Seattle
with the
was
girl
a Cameron Crowe movie.
The girl that was a kleptomaniac for a while.
Yeah, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Bridget Fonda.
Singles is
Bridget
the one I'm
Fonda's
thinking.
in it.
Yeah.
I love putting Dunaway puzzles together.
Singles is the one I was thinking
I was
of.
thinking, who on earth? And then he said Winona Ryder, and I was like,
You know, it was the guy. It was the guy that had tax evasion and then got pulled over for DUI. Yeah, that's all your movies.
I have never seen Singles.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Two things.
Great soundtrack.
Number one, of all those movies you mentioned, Wild Things is the only one I've seen, and I didn't see all of it.
You've never seen The Outsiders?
No, I've never seen The Outsiders.
You never seen Something About Mary?
I have seen Something About Mary. I've seen that too. Number two, Lauren Holly in her prime. Well, that was Strong's New Rope.
Yeah.
Like Dumb and Dumber era Lauren Holly.
That was the same era as Beautiful Girls.
Yeah, that was strong right there.
Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell.
What are we doing
the
here?
Love Mongers.
Yeah, I mean, it was all Seattle music.
Mother Love Bone, yeah.
The soundtrack to
Mud
Singles.
Honey.
But you know, Cameron
what a great name,
Crowe,
Mud Honey.
that did Almost Famous and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know, he wrote for Rolling Stone, and he was a big music guy, so he actually put that soundtrack together.
Boy, how disappointing now in today's era when you look at a soundtrack or a playlist and it's only 13 songs, because back then they were putting them on an album or a DVD, and now artists releases new soundtracks or new albums, and it's 32 tracks.
Yeah, and I don't know like how they do soundtracks anymore. Like that used to be a thing, and I'm sure it still kind of is. But when I was watching The Secret Agent the other night, the Portugal film that I'm sure you want to see. The very beginning in the scene, he's driving. It's a period piece. 1977, I think, is the year. But he's in Brazil driving his little Volkswagen Bug, and he turns on the radio, and it's Chicago.
Oh, really?
Chicago. So I'm like, I wonder if that's on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Did you ever buy a movie soundtrack, like the CD?
Oh, yeah. The Singles one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I owned that.
I had Flash Gordon as a kid.
Did you really? I'm trying to remember why. I know I bought one, but I just don't remember which one I bought.
I don't know what year Singles came out, but I'm sure
94. I think I'll tell you right now.
I own the
92.
Top. I know I own the Top Gun soundtrack.
Yeah.
The Top Gun soundtrack was must own.
So it was
in the
out
80s.
in 92.
Yeah.
So there is no doubt in my mind when the bookie was in my bedroom pulling the CDs out, tossing the ones he didn't
Singles
want.
was there.
He threw Singles back under the mattress.
Can you guys still? I literally, when I talked about Queen, Flash Gordon, that album, I can smell the vinyl taking it out of the wrap. I've still got that smell.
Yeah, I can't smell that.
Boy, I wish we could take you back, Tyler.
Yeah.
To the record store, the album stores.
Fun days.
Still smell like that.
I'm just saying, man. There was something about new releases and
peel
going
that
in
plastic
there.
off the top. Yeah.
There's still plenty of, not plenty, but like you can go up to right now Nashville on Broadway. They've got a couple of vinyl stores.
Let me tell you one of the great,
just isn't the same LT.
one of the great discoveries of all time for my generation was when you found out you could flip the tabs of the CD case and then butterfly it so you could rip off that top part easier. I don't know if that makes sense. There was the sticker across the top that you never could get off.
Oh,
and if
yeah,
you just
yeah.
pop the tabs out and butterfly it, you could just peel it right off.
Oh.
And once you realize that, you're like, oh, I can now open my CDs
I
faster.
spent so much time trying to.
Oh, it was a
peel
pain. Yeah, it was a pain.
It's the worst. But back to your question, have you ever seen The House That Jack Built with
Nope.
Matt Dillon?
I remember 2-3 years ago, our man Jeff from Anniston, we need a welfare checkup, by the way. He called and he's like, have you seen it? And I haven't seen it. And I've gotten mixed reviews on it. He obviously plays a psycho pretty well, right?
Yeah, he plays a serial killer, and the whole movie is basically him talking to Virgil from Dante's Inferno and just like recounting all of these different moments where he was a serial killer.
Is it worth the watch?
I'd say it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's barely been 8 weeks since Jeff has called. That's not.
Oh, you never know what can happen in 8 weeks.
2 months is a long time, man.
Fourth down.
John Travolta, 72. Dr. Dre, 61. Better career.
I've never been a huge fan of Travolta's work, though what changed me a little bit on Travolta is when he was filming the NASCAR movie here in town, and I don't know if that ever...
Nah, straight to video.
Straight to video.
Never saw it, never heard of it.
He was living at Shoal Creek, and talking to the staff at Shoal Creek, they said he was the nicest person, which I always like to hear that about.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would go in and eat at the clubhouse, and they said he was just so nice. He took time with everybody and blow anybody off. If people wanted a photo, he did it. He signed autographs. Just could not have been a nicer guy.
You know, and typically celebrities have the first world problems. He's lost his son.
Oh, yeah.
He's lost his wife. He's been through a lot. But, I mean, he is a really, really underrated actor. He's taken some really bad roles. But if you go watch Get Shorty, by far my favorite performance from him. He is fantastic as Chili Palmer, and he was great in Pulp Fiction, his comeback role. And then Saturday Night Live, I mean, he's got some Urban Cowboy.
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Urban Cowboy, one of my guilty pleasures.
I mean, guys, he was a star in Welcome Back, Kotter on television.
He was. I do like
that. Grease, Urban Cowboy, Saturday Night Fever, Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty, Face Off, Primary Colors. I enjoyed The General's Daughter. It was a really good movie.
Civil Action.
I skipped that one. Civil Action. To me, it's Travolta.
You know, Dre,
He's got that Apple money. That Beats
He
headphones
does. He's
money.
got the Beats. You know, the story, he's walking down the beach and he was like, I want to do something on the side. And they were like, everybody's done shoes. And he came up with the Beats, and it was absolutely incredible. It's made him a billionaire. But also, I don't think we give Dre enough credit. One of the best producers ever. If you look at like Mary J. Blige and Backstreet and some of the things he produced away from his own stuff, I mean, he literally is one of the best producers that's ever been around. This one's really, really close.
One of the best ears in music for sampling.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, like if you guys have never seen Straight Outta Compton, it kind of goes back to...
What did I call it? Welcome to Compton?
Yeah, Welcome to Compton. Welcome to Compton. I am going to lean Dre. I'm going to lean Dre, but boy, it's tight.
I'll change mine. I'll go Dre as well.
Yeah, it probably is Dre. Travolta, again, I'm just not a fan of his work particularly. I'm only basing it on it's been successful, obviously, and I hear he's a nice guy. But Dre, I mean...
I hear Dre's a nice guy.
You're not a fan of his work. How much have you seen? Have you seen Grease?
I've never seen Grease.
Have you seen Saturday Night Fever?
Never seen Saturday Night Fever.
Have you seen...
I don't know if I've ever seen...
Have you seen Get Shorty?
Brooks in the back.
What? I got a groan from Brooks?
Have you seen Get Shorty?
No.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Saturday Night Fever.
I don't know how you can say you're not a fan of his work.
I didn't like Pulp Fiction.
I mean, you are in the small minority.
I'm
of
sure,
that,
yeah.
But
I turned it off after 30 minutes. Terrible movie.
That was such a different role from other things he's done.
Huh?
You didn't even watch it.
I watched 30 minutes. That's longer than I watched. What was the movie where Denzel Washington, the Shakespeare Hamlet? That's the one I turned off after 5 minutes. Huh? Yeah. Well, first of all, if I'd known it was Coen Brothers, I wouldn't have started it.
So another one I saw over the weekend, I thought about you, Sentimental Value. So Stellan Skarsgård is up for Best Actor right now. It is all done. Well, almost 90% is in Norwegian.
Sorry.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
Sorry, Dunaway.
That's okay. Ron Slay in
I think he's going to be about 10 after. We're okay.
We're good then. We're good. We're good.
He can wait. Slay
Is that 4?
Yeah.
Was that 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we had one more to go still. Show being brought to you in part by our friends at A+. Brownie, tell us about A+. Ron Slay coming up on the other side.
A+, that's our guy Brad Bell. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That's where you find more information on all the jobs that Brad has done. And he did our master bath in our house. And I'll tell you what he specializes in: master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That's his specialty. Not to say it's all he does. I'm not saying that. I am saying it's his specialty, and here's why that's important. Those rooms, you want them to look the best they can and function the best they can when you own them. But when you go to sell your home, you can make some money back on those rooms if they're updated, if they look great. Master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Brad knows that, and that's why it's his specialty. You can see more by going to AlabamaBathRemodels.com, or if you just want Brad to come out and look at your job, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758 for Brad Bell. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Let's go racing! It's time for the Jack Links 500 at Talladega, April the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your ticket with the Garage Experience, everything from watching the Cup teams work on the cars to the Mobil 1 Victory Lane Trophy presentation. The most exciting, unpredictable racing in the world at Talladega, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Always final hour of the show brought to you by the great folks at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Ron Slay in a moment. I would slay some food right now at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. I see you nodding your head, Tyler. You would too. You're that hungry?
I'm starving.
What would you eat today?
Oh, I'd start off with some of those happy chicken fingers. They're so thick and juicy and crispy. Yeah. And I'd have some of the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales because you gotta get some.
That looks like death fingers on our picture right there in the middle, right there. Very excited, happy chicken fingers. They're huge, man, and they're delicious. I don't know what it is. It just seems like they're hand cut first, so it's the best of the chicken meat there. The hand cut chicken fingers. The sides are good. The caramel cake.
It's phenomenal.
Or caramel cake if you're from that part of the country.
And they have the best ranch that you'll find at any restaurant.
Yeah. That's debatable. It's really good. They have the best honey mustard you would find at any restaurant. I would give you that.
Their honey mustard is good.
I'm more of a honey mustard guy. I like both. But
their honey mustard's the best. I'm going to go best ranch at Odie's. If we're just going to competition of condiments there. But when it comes to Champies, man, you cannot beat that brined overnight chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go and check them out today for lunch. Ron Slay in just a second. A couple other football notes going on. Quick reaction to some of this. I don't know why I'm this way, but every time there's an opening at Michigan for the general manager spot, I worry about Courtney Morgan at Alabama. I think that's where he graduated from.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you probably gave him truth serum and you're like, hey, would you rather be at the University of Michigan? He probably would say yeah.
I don't know. He and DeBoer are a team, but
there were a lot of people that thought that would have been the thing that swung DeBoer towards Michigan if DeBoer got swung towards Michigan.
Michigan's parting ways with their general manager Sean McGee. So amp up my worry alert.
But when I read that report, I also read, I think it was Pete Thamel, that McGee is regarded as one of the best general managers in college football, which tells you that he and Whittingham were not going to see eye to eye, obviously.
Right.
Whittingham wanted his own guy. But my immediate thought, Jim, was the same thing you had, is Courtney Morgan's a Michigan guy, so either he's going to get probably a raise to stay at Alabama or he's going to go to Michigan, one of the two.
We're going to see more and more general managers get forced out because it is such an important part of what goes on within these organizations. I mean, you see it all the time in the NFL now.
Yeah.
Well, I understand Sean McGee's reputation, but with the way Michigan has been recently, I would be concerned about, where his loyalties are if I'm Kyle Whittingham.
Oh, sure. I understand it on Whittingham's front, yeah.
And how good of a job has he really been doing? I don't think the talent level on that team is the same as it was when they won in 2023. I think it is taking a step down every year, right?
I mean, look, wins and losses show you that. Obviously, Harbaugh's a hell of a coach, but, we were talking to somebody last week, maybe it was Luganville, but this Michigan roster, well, they've got a lot of talent coming back. Yeah, it was Luganville because we were talking specifically about Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, and you guys seem to convinced, at least you are, Lance, and Luganville was, that Bryce Underwood will take a step forward this year.
I think so, yeah.
That's a lot of money that Sean McGee and some booster decided to pay him, and the things I've seen so far, it does not look like he's going to take that step forward. So we'll see if he does.
I'm more with you on Underwood. I'm not buying Underwood.
Well, I think he's be really good.
Well, we'll see.
Washington is parting ways with their offensive coordinator late in the game here. Jimmy Darty is out at Washington, according to reports. That's a late switch.
It
here.
is. And Jed Fish is obviously an offensive head coach that calls the plays. I don't know Jed Fish, but he seems like a really difficult guy to get along with. Just from my viewpoint. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I mean, I've not spent a whole lot of time studying Jed Fish.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting guy.
No, he wanted that Florida job.
He did badly.
Yeah, he would have walked from Seattle to Gainesville.
No doubt about it.
Big. Our buddy Clint Trickett is going to be the new Maryland offensive coordinator. They're going to move Pep Hamilton, Mike Locksley is, into an analyst role and open the door for Clint Trickett to go quickly from Jack State, drive through Arkansas on the way up to being the OC at Maryland. Good for Clint Trickett.
Yeah, and look, Trickett was offensive analyst for Alabama under Nick Saban, and I think Locksley was there. That's probably the familiarity. But, Trickett, an underrated quarterback at West Virginia, and he seems like a guy that can recruit, just, seeing some interviews and talking to people that have been around him. So it's a big hire for Locksley because Maryland has got to make some noise. You went through that list, that unofficial list of guys that would be on a hot seat and what would it take to bring them back for another year. Locksley's got to have, not a special year, but a pretty damn good year.
I don't know if you guys remember this, my introduction to Clint Trickett. Obviously, we knew Rick Trickett or knew who he was. I don't know Rick personally. But we knew who Rick Trickett was because he coached at Auburn for so long. I remember what Cole used to say.
Last Chance U?
About playing for him. My intro to Clint Trickett was Last Chance U. Do you remember him on that show?
Yeah, because I think him and Brittany Wagner were good buddies. And
and you always wondered if – I didn't know Clint's marital status. I knew Brittany was divorced. And it always seemed like –
there might be something there.
I asked Brittany that one time. She was like, absolutely not. I love Clint, but there was absolutely nothing. I'm like, when you watch the show – it felt like it was setting that up, that her and Clint were going to end up, dating or something.
Yeah, good place for him to start coaching. He's worked his way up. Future head coach somewhere down the line. Maryland OC now for him. Bryant Haynes is the defensive coordinator at Indiana. He won the Broyles Award last week. And the fact that Kirk Cignetti is able to keep him around reminds you of what Cignetti saw up close and personal with Nick Saban. Kirby Smart won the Broyles Award in 2009, national championship year, just like Bryant Haynes. And then Kirby Smart was on Nick Saban's staff for 6 more football seasons after that. Think about that. Kirby Smart, Broyles Award winner in 2009, and 6 more years was on Nick Saban's staff. Loyalty, yes. Passed up some job opportunities.
Probably should have had the Auburn job.
We'll see what Bryant Haynes ends up doing at Indiana, but it won't be long until people start knocking on his door to be the head coach somewhere to try to do what Cignetti has done. Just for case in point, Mike Loxley was the Broyles Award winner with Nick Saban in 2018 as he was leaving to go to Maryland. Sark was the Broyles Award winner in 2020 as he was leaving to go to Texas.
Kirby stayed 6 years.
Kirby stayed 6 more years.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. Hit or miss on these guys. 2010, right after Kirby, Gus Malzahn.
These are Broyles Award winners?
As far as head coach.
That was a success. He was a successful head coach.
I'd say
okay, very next, John Chavis.
Miss.
At LSU, by the way.
But he never got a head coaching job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, ended up coaching
Bob
for the Stallions. Bob Diaco was at
Notre
Dame.
Went to UConn.
Miss. But he took a crap job.
Pat Narduzzi in 2013 at Michigan State. I think that's been
pretty
solid.
Good at Pitt. He's done okay.
Tom Herman didn't work.
No, it was a miss.
Lincoln Riley, it's worked.
Yeah. I mean, it hadn't worked as well at USC, but it worked at Oklahoma.
But, I mean, he's got much more success than Gus Malzahn ever had.
No doubt.
Brent Venables, that's worked.
He was in the playoffs last year.
He was.
Tony Elliott, I mean, look.
He's turned Virginia around. I'm stunned at that.
Loxley has not worked.
No. He keeps staving off firing.
Joe Brady, I would have said hasn't worked, but now he's the Buffalo head coach.
He's coaching a playoff team.
Yes, it has. Sark has worked. But then how about this? Josh Gaddis in 21, Garrett Riley in 22, Phil Parker in 23, and not that you expected him to get a head job.
Yeah,
Al Golden in 24,
he retired,
same thing.
Who was 24?
Al Golden. Went to the
he
NFL.
went to the NFL to Cincinnati.
Yeah, and then Brian Haynes.
It is remarkable, though, with the success that they have had this way, that he has kept the staff together. And that'll be their next big challenge, is he's going to lose one of these 2 coordinators. I mean, that's just going to happen.
Kirby Smart,
because they're going to be good again.
Since this list started, I don't know when the Broyles started. The first winner on here, according to this, 1996, Mickey Andrews at Florida State. But based on the list I'm looking at, by far the most successful coach to win the Broyles Award was Kirby Smart.
In 2009. Stayed 6 more years with Nick Saban. By the way, with Sacramento State moving up now, there are 8 FBS, seems like more, but 8 FBS teams in the state of California. 5 different conferences.
Of course.
And they will play games this year in this upcoming football season in 31 different states.
I mean, it would be boring, but you could have your own conference, the old Pac-8 with California schools, right?
You just don't want USC in there. That's your problem. That's a terrible conference.
No, they dominate.
Oh, they would dominate, but I don't know what you'd get out of it. This Sacramento State deal is wild. I don't know where this money's coming from.
Yeah, we were talking about it when you were out. It makes no sense.
I saw, it's probably the same tweet I saw that was recounting the dollars and cents that they are spending.
Yeah.
I guess they've just got a big-time booster that is funding this thing, or a couple of them, but the money they are spending just to be in the conference they are in does not add up.
$23 million up front, and then paying for the air travel of all the teams coming in to play them.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense. You don't make any money being in the MAC. So obviously they're trying to build this into something bigger.
Ron Slay in a second. CPAP Plus brings you a good night's sleep. SleepHomeAlabama.com.
Yeah, it's so important that you're getting that quality 8+ hours every single night of sleep. If you're not, you need to visit one of our locations of O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus. 5 great locations through the state of Alabama. 3 right here in Birmingham, including Pelham Highway 280, Trustful. Get in, see Joe, Woody O'Neill. Tell them the guys from the Next Round sent you. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you, with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. Again, for more information, stop into one of those 5 locations or online, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL-med.com.
And our friends at Talladega Super Speedway, man, great folks over there and a great tradition. The spring race at Talladega, the Jack Links 500 is coming back. Race weekend is April the 25th through the 27th. Camping will be open as usual. All the fun festivities, the concerts, everything going on. And, of course, the great racing on Sunday for the Jack Links 500. You can buy your tickets right now by going to TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA for details. Enhance your racing experience with the Garage Experience. Immersive Garage Experience gives you up close and personal to the NASCAR Cup Series garage bays where you can watch them work in the car and interact with the crew. Pre-race ceremonies, the Mobile One Victory Lane trophy and photo area. It's all part of the Garage Experience, unlike anything else in NASCAR. Get that and more with your tickets there. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA. They got the camping and so much more there at Talladega. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com for all the details. One more football note to tell you about. Jaden Rashada has reached a settlement now with Billy Napier and huge Florida booster Hugh Hathcock. Undisclosed amount. It all stems back to his $13.85 million contract he had that lured him from Miami to Florida. And I don't know how much Jaden Rashada is getting, but he's getting some money off of that $13.85 million contract.
That was when NIL really was the Wild Wild West, and there were no guardrails whatsoever. We've improved that some.
That wasn't even believable when we first started.
I agree.
And boy, when you watched him, you were like, there's no way that was believable.
Yeah, I don't know what they were buying for $13.5 million, but I'd love to know. You'll never know the exact number. I'd love to know what that settlement is, wouldn't you?
And I'd want to know if Billy Napier paid any of it or if it was all Hugh Hathcock.
A big booster, Hugh Hathcock. I mean, Billy's got some money from the buyout, but boy, you don't want to be spending it on that. Yeah, Jaden Rashada, it never panned out, obviously. And that whole story there was, again, kind of like the Sacramento State thing. There was a lot that didn't add up because I'm with Lance. When you saw $13.5 million, we got those reports early on how much it was, and you're like, there's just no way you're paying that kind of money in college football for.
But now do Bryce Underwood.
What was he, 8?
I thought he's 13.
Is he 13?
I think he was 10 to 12 was the number.
Well, I mean,
back
so
and forth
far
between LSU and Michigan. No, he hadn't earned that.
No, he has not. Now you think he will, and that's fine. Maybe he will. But he definitely got in a bidding war, which obviously now we know what kind of money Miami's spending. Worth an estimated 10.5 to 12 over 4 years.
Yeah,
so
but you give me how many? Like an example would be Arch Manning started 2 games before he was the full-time starter last year, and how shaky was he in September through middle of October?
Yeah.
So it just takes a while to get acclimated. I mean, you just don't see a lot of true freshmen roll out in the Big Ten or the SEC and have success.
I will say this: at least Bryce Underwood started games. I mean, that's more than Jaden Rashada ever did. Has he even started a game?
Yeah, Arizona
State.
Yeah.
Okay. Certainly more than he ever did at Florida. So, I mean, I agree Bryce Underwood hasn't given you that level of play, but he's at least started games for you.
True freshman Jalen Hurts had Alabama up with 2:12 to go in the national championship game.
What do you mean by that? Why do you bring that up?
Well, you were saying true freshman in the SEC and the Big Ten.
Wait, you said true freshman?
True freshman Jalen Hurts had Alabama up in the national championship game, and he didn't start the first game, came in, won that game, and then led them through, I think it was 10 ranked wins.
Yeah, never look back.
Now, I will say, if Bryce Underwood played with the talent on those Alabama teams in 2016, I think he would have been fine.
Our friends at Walk-Ons get us to Ron Slay today as we get ready to watch basketball again tonight. Every day is game day at Walk-Ons, whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks, or after work, talking with buddies or watching the games with their wall-to-wall TVs. You can get that there with all the wonderful craft beers and cocktails and those bold flavors. I love their bone-in wings there. They have so many choices. The Hall of Fame level burgers. So stop by today or order online the Walk-Ons app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, Trustville Greystone Stadium Trace game on at Walk-Ons.
Let's take a sleigh ride. Big Ron Slay with us from the SEC Network and ESPN. And also the #1 sports show in Nashville every single afternoon up there. What is up, Slay? How are you, my man?
I'm good, fellas. How y'all doing, man? Y'all hanging in there?
We hanging in there. Boom, boom, room kicking today, I see. We got some checkerboard. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's start with tonight's game in Tuscaloosa. Dunaway has billed it as maybe the highest scoring game in the SEC this season. Could you see that?
Hey, that's a strong possibility. I think when you look at both teams and you start thinking about defense, you leave that in the car and when you walk on into the arena. There's no need in coming there thinking about somebody getting some stops. But I think, man, the caliber of guards that we seeing in this matchup tonight, Acuff versus LeBaron Fallon, and hopefully they guard each other. I think that'll be fun a little bit to watch those guys go head to head, even if they do it down the stretch. But Alabama being healthy is the key, man. Wright Sale Jr. and Aiden Holloway, those guys being able to play and kind of counter what you're getting from a guy like Malik Thomas. Like these guys, I mean, when you say potent, they're every bit of it. Him and Darius Acuff, the things they've been able to do as freshmen has been really elite. And then you throw Billy Richmond in there. Then you can start talking about defense once we get to the third or fourth option. But Billy the Goat Richmond, man, he's been balling. And I think coming off the game that he just had is momentum going into this matchup at Alabama. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be high flying. It's gonna be a lot of threes from one team. It's gonna be a lot from Arkansas trying to get out and transition and do some high flying dunks. So this ought to be fun. Everybody ought to have their popcorn ready for this one.
Hey, Slay, since Bama got curb stomped in Gainesville and losing that game by 23, they've won 4 straight, but they're 4 straight against unranked opponents. I still can't figure out Bama. Like, I think their backcourt really good. Obviously, if Sherrell is on that night and protecting the rim and getting his boards, it can be a complete team. But I just don't know where I am on Alabama. How good is this team right now through 25 games?
I think that's what Nate Oates has been trying to figure out as well. But you look at it, and a lot of it has been health, guys being in and out of the lineup, not being able to have any consistency in that. Then you throw the Bediako element in there, and then he comes back out of it. It's like, okay, where are we now? And I think a lot of it hinges on Sherrell, like you said. But Amari Allen is a guy that's been consistent for him. You got to get 1 or 2 more guys, if that's Millette or if that's Aiden Sherrell. One of the two have to be a consistent force for this team to be able to reach their ceiling. And I think right now the floor for this team will be the Sweet 16. And it could go further depending on how they shoot. We all see what they do in the NCAA tournament when they get hot. You can see a team, you take Georgia versus Kentucky last night. Those guards get hot. It's almost nothing you can do, especially with the one-on-one, the floor spacing that Alabama plays with. So I think their floor is the Sweet 16, but that's me taking that under the assumption that people are going to be healthy. I don't think they're the same team without Wright Sale being in there. The punch with him coming off the bench, or if he's in the start lineup, the consistency that he brings is totally different than what everybody else brings to their team. So, I think that's the floor for him. And I think Nate Oates can do a terrific job as far as getting them there. You just got to keep them guys in line.
We never talk defense. Who's the best perimeter defender for Alabama? Is it Wrightsell? Is it Millette? I don't think it's Holloway or Phylon.
No.
I mean that's not a shot, but I'm just saying.
That's like us going back to that wing spot y'all was just talking about, and me not eating no wings. You using wipes after eating the wings instead of licking my fingers. Some things just ain't gonna happen. But if you look at Bama, I would say Millett is the guy. You know what I mean? I think he sacrifices a lot more than what's given on the stat sheet. He's one of the guys you really got to watch the film for. But the way he plays, it's almost a spotlight on him because everybody's not playing that way. So he's almost like an outlier. So it's easy to call fouls on him or, you know what I mean, try to figure out like what's going on with everybody else. If this is the same energy, I think that's one of the greatest things that Pitino was able to do. He was able to get everybody at Kentucky and Louisville, everybody played the same. So yeah, they fouling, but everybody's fouling. So they can't call all of the fouls. You can't do that. It's the same thing for Tennessee. Tennessee basketball does the same thing. If everybody's fouling, you can't call all the fouls. The refs are no, they're humans. Now they want to get out of there too, but as far as the defensive stopper, I think Millett is the guy.
Ron Slay is with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. At the Ron Slay on social media is where you find him. Auburn looking to break out of a 4-game losing skid. According to the availability report, Keyshawn Hall is at least available. How much he'll play, I do not know. Stephen Pearl's had to make some tough moves, though, as he's trying to make this his team. He's brought Pettiford off the bench in 2 games. He completely benched Hall for half of one and an entire second game. First-year coach, I mean, those are things you got to do, right? You've got to establish that I'm not the substitute teacher here. This is my team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, man, in a league that's unforgiving, a nation that has their eye on you because of what Coach Bruce Pearl left, the legacy that he left, and you trying to fill those shoes, I salute Stephen for that, man. Like that takes some kahunas to be able to get out there and say, you know what, the guy that's in the running for the SEC Player of the Year, we're gonna have to sit him on this just because of whatever it was that with the team rules or whatever it was how it came about. Just to say, man, we gotta sit you, and he's on the bench, and you know he can get out there and play. Energy was right, body language was right. So that's one thing you got to do, and it's not about this year for him. I think he's coaching for the future, understanding that the culture that he's trying to set is going to be his. I think if this was BP, it would be a little bit different. Hey, man, we're going to talk after this game, but we damn sure going to have a conversation. Stephen didn't want to wait for that conversation after for whatever happened. So it's a little bit different. He has to do things his way, and I think he's, to this point, has been doing a good job, man, for all it's worth, having guys, you know, ready to jump in the portal, being able to bring them back, trying to get your message across. Guys seem to be gelling. Keyshawn Murphy gets healthy. You're starting to get guys to fall in the line, and, you know, you have this hiccup, but it is what it is. He's been down this road, not in this seat, but he's been down this same road before, so can't be too foreign to him.
Okay, similar question I asked you about Alabama, about Kentucky. They had won 8 of 9, then they lose back-to-back games, Florida this weekend, and then obviously Georgia at home, disappointing loss. We were talking yesterday, Slate, we can't really figure out Kentucky. I almost think Mark Pope has done a really, Mark Stoops, has done a really good job of coaching above his skis with this team. Where are you right now on Kentucky?
Yeah, I think he's for what he's missing, and the funny thing about this, we can't use this excuse because it's Kentucky. If this was any other school, maybe we could say, well, you know, the point guard is out. The big man, Quaintance, is out. Cam Williams is out. All these guys are out, and you're trying to figure it out. But that's not the case. You got Kentucky. You got a returning SEC preseason player of the year, and Otega Oweh. You got other guys. You had $22 million you were able to spend. So, listen, man, if I go to the corner store, my mom tell me, bring back bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and I come back with Little Debbie cakes, somebody ain't eating. You know what I mean? Hey, the money was in my hand. Those were the choices I made. I made it that immediate satisfaction, that splash, and by the time 6 o'clock come around, we all sitting there hungry, and that's where Kentucky is right now. They trying to figure it out, even though you got a cornerstone in Oweh playing like he is. Aberdeen fits in. Also, Colin Chandler, he fits in, but dude, we all know from watching the game, you have to have a big that's consistent. And most of all, you got to have a point guard to run the team. If you look across the country for teams that are trying to reach that level, the only piece that Kentucky is missing is a point guard. Jalen Lowe going out, not having somebody to fill that void behind him. It's the same thing they went through last year when Butler went out with his shoulder injury. There was nobody there to fill the void, so it's only so far you can get. I honestly believe if they play a team in the first round, if Kentucky plays a team in the first round and they're not fearful of the name on their jersey, they could get bounced in the first round. But at the height, their ceiling, I think their ceiling is winning and making it to the next weekend. But it's going to be rough, man, because you look around the country, man, point guards are in abundance this year, and they're playing at a high level.
Listen, we all do 3-hour shows and stuff. You're 3HL. You ever daydream and glance up at the Winter Olympics on one of the screens in your studio and think I could do that?
Hey, man, I will say, man, the curling, because we were at a place called T-Line that's here in Nashville. Mark Boyd just started it, the former quarterback. And we've been there once or twice. We started it. We went last week when the Olympics was cranking up, and we were out there. So I had an opportunity to go out there and sweep. That stone moved a little faster than I thought it did. And it wasn't no way for me to get down through there. My janitorial skills wasn't really that high, you know what I mean, as far as getting in front of it and sweeping. So, you know, I'm going to stick to watching it and just glancing and daydreaming, Jimmy. I ain't got time to be trying to get out there, man, slipping and falling on the ice and things like that. And then
I don't want to stereotype. I don't want to stereotype, but was Dawn the one that slid the stone and was telling everybody what to do?
Wow.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And then the crazy thing is when I slid the stone, she did a terrific job at sweeping. And guess what?
Stereotype.
She said that was her first time ever sweeping in her life.
She's fantastic.
Just as long as you and Doherty don't do the two-man luge. I don't want to see that.
That was my next thing, man. I ain't jumping in the luge and getting skinny on them. I can't do that.
No, the two-man's even worse. I either lay on top of a dude or a dude lay on top of me. I don't want to do it.
We're going to have to pass that one up.
Yep. You're not going to get me in that outfit, especially with the cold weather.
No, I'm working on that. I need to get some Pilates or something else going to get that suit.
Hey, real quick, away from the SEC, we were talking about Michigan and their domination again on the road against Purdue and West Lafayette. They've got Duke this weekend in Washington, D.C. I mean, you know, for a minute, our buddy Charles Barkley was like, this is the Arizona Invitational, and they've lost really difficult back-to-back games in the Big 12. But this Michigan team seems like they are playing on a different level with not only winning games, but absolutely dominating by double digits.
Yeah, man. I think, man, a lot of the credit we got to give is almost overshadowed in a bit because of the hype and guys coming out of the transfer portal like Yaxel. You were able to get Kadota back playing, but Dusty May, we got to realize, man, Dusty May's been there with less before, so he knows what it looks like. If he can get guys to buy in, then you get this product that they're doing right now. And Kadota, I mean, if he continues to play like this, I Final Four bound. I also believe when he's not playing well, to be able to pull the trigger and say, nope, we're going to sit him. And you bring a guy in like Kaysen, man, who's been able to, move the ship with no hesitation, no hiccups or anything. Mara down low. Like, they got a complete team, man, and they play together. They look like they have fun. They're selfless. And then in this matchup coming up Saturday, I'm going to be honest, man, I ain't that high on Duke. Now, I am extremely high on Cam Boozer. Extremely. Like this man right here, a model of consistency. Like this, you creating a basketball player in today's game, I want him to be just like this. He can shoot it, handle it, pass it, get to the cup, make his free throws, IQ is high. They run pick and pop with him being the ball handler. Outside of him, I don't trust Caleb Foster. Isaiah Evans, can he come through and deliver consistently where you're not scratching your head, he goes 0 for 6 or 1 for 9. I think Duke, I'm going to tell you right now, man, Duke is going to get bounced before the Final Four, and it's going to be a travesty because it's going to be back-to-back years. They got the best player in college. Well, last year I thought it could be up for debate as far as college goes, not potential. I thought Janai Broome was that guy. But you have Cooper Flagg, and then you come back with Cam Boozer, and you don't make it to the Final Four, I think it's going to be a problem. You don't make it to the championship, it's going to be a problem. He got a hell of a class. Shire does coming in next year, but I think they lacking this year. The team last year was more complete with guys around them. From the bigs, Ngumba's been out a little bit this year. Can they do it? I don't believe so. I do think they make it to the Elite Eight, but I think that's where the road ends for Duke. We'll see. We'll see come Saturday.
We mentioned Cooper Flagg on Monday on the show, and I'm like, I just watching him, I don't understand how you don't get to a Final Four, and how, like, if you rolled him out right now on any 16 team in the SEC, I don't know how you just don't give him ball, go get 40, and we're going to go to the Final Four.
And think about this, the spacing that he had to play with. He had knocked down shooters. Evans was coming off the bench. Knipple is he in the run of a first team NBA rookie. Like they had some talent on that squad, man, and didn't get there. Shai's an excellent coach. If he gets to the championship, not win it, I think this is an outstanding job he's doing. But I don't see it happening, man, because you got to have a complete team, man, to go on that run. We've seen it over the years. Even teams that have a star but have guys with less, they make it there. I think it's going to be a problem for Duke soon.
Alabama tired them out last year in the Elite Eight. They left them
did
too
they warm
open.
down?
Left them too open. They didn't have their legs by the time they got to the semis.
Full week later. Ron Slay, not only do you see him on the SEC Network and ESPN, also 3HL, recently voted one of the top 5 afternoon sports shows in America. I don't know who those other 4 are, or the other 3 are.
I was going to say, when you said number 1 in Nashville, I thought you were boxing them in too much.
No, they're definitely number 1 in Nashville. We know that. But in America, there were a few in front of them, and that is incorrect because they do a tremendous job. Congrats on that, though. That's a great honor.
Tune in just to hear Dawn go,
hey, man,
sweep, 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 sweep.
But the thing, Jimmy, she wasn't saying to nobody. She was saying it to herself. She was going out sweeping on her own.
No, but congrats on that. That was it's much earned by you guys. You guys do a tremendous job.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, fellas, man.
All right, buddy. Have a great week. Good to see you as always, Slay.
Y'all take care, baby.
All right, thank you. That is Ron Slay on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show being brought to you today by our friends at Inverness Country Club. Wonderful folks over there that are so excited about the spring and summer weather coming.
Yeah, ICCalabama.com to check out more about their amenities right there online. Newly renovated clubhouse, fitness center. They have memberships that fit everyone, from the golf membership, racket club, that unbelievable cabana side service, full-size resort type pool. Within a couple of months, you can be out by that. Again, best days happen in Inverness. Take a tour of this unbelievable club. Make sure you tell Aaron, the guys from the next round sent you, but go online, ICCalabama.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news from the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Let's go racing. It's time for the Jack Links 500 at Talladega, April the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your ticket with the Garage Experience, everything from watching the Cup teams work on the cars to the Mobil 1 Victory Lane Trophy presentation. The most exciting, unpredictable racing in the world at Talladega. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Forrester, I'm going to put you on this. I'm sending you something right now that makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. It's just conflicting reports. We'll get to it here in this segment right before we get to trash. I've just sent it to you here. LTDMB, Forrester, Brooks, and Tyler behind the big glass. Trash coming up in just a second. This part of the show being brought to you by our wonderful friends at Michelson Laser Vision. In 2026, give yourself a gift of sight, LT.
Yeah, very important. You want to view life in 4K. Make the decision I made way back in 2003 when I got the procedure done. 2015 vision, better than 2020. I've still got it. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Make the phone call today. Again, ask for Amy Toe. The Next Round sent you. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
We said congratulations to friend of the show, Clint Trickett, earlier. Congratulations to friend of the show, Zach Etheridge. Was with the Miami Hurricanes this year, by the way. He is the new DB cornerback coach with the NFL Arizona Cardinals. So congratulations to Zach Etheridge.
Boy, I tell you what, a lot of guys going college to the NFL lately. Good for him. I'm glad he got a spot he's happy with. I don't know if you were going to mention it, but just today we've seen a head coach, Northern Illinois' head coach, leave a head coaching job in college to go be a running backs coach. And
Thomas Hammock, yep.
Yeah, in the NFL. Now he's going to be the highest paid running back coach in the NFL, but still.
Better lifestyle. Much better.
It's what it obviously is. We're just seeing too much of it in the college level for it not to be that.
Yeah. He's leaving NIU to be the running back coach and senior offensive assistant with the Seahawks there. By the way, we got the combine coming up and the draft on the NFL side. Dane Brugler, this was last week, but Dane Brugler says Caleb Downs is the best safety prospect ever.
Wow.
And
I'd like to see what Ronnie Lott looked like coming out of college.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. If he lives up to potential, at least Dane Brugler's potential, he'll be in the conversation. I wrote down 3 names.
Jamal Adams in there?
I wrote down Lott, Palomalu, and Ed Reed were the 3 I thought were the
definitely.
best.
Reed, Palomalu, absolutely.
3 best safeties in NFL history, in my opinion.
I remember, he's not going to be on this list, but when I was a kid, Steve Atwater was known as the hardest hitter in the NFL. He was safety for the Denver Broncos. Who was the stud safety y'all had in Tampa? Who am I thinking
John
of?
Lynch.
John Lynch, yeah.
I saw a video of him randomly like 2 days ago knocking out his brother-in-law. I mean, cold as a wedge.
Yeah. I mean, that's high praise if he's in Ed Reed's. Ed Reed's the most recent one where all the draft analysts were already analyzing, right? The Mel Kipers of the world when Ed Reed came out. So if you're better than Ed Reed was at Miami, because Ed Reed wasn't just like he got to the NFL and got good. Ed Reed at Miami was amazing.
Yeah, and I think if you knew you were going to get an Ed Reed, then you might draft a safety in the top 2 or 3. But the problem is, like, you can tell just the value of that position by what you've got with the franchise tag. Because right now, your best safety, top 5 salary, $20 million.
Well, and so somebody is going to get the best safety to ever come into the draft with like the 9th or 10th pick, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
If Dane Brugler
If Dane's correct, yeah. But, I mean, that's kind of crazy to think you could get the best player at his position, according to one guy, ever, and you're going to get him with pick number 9 or 10. That's a heck of a value.
More on Auburn, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Alabama, and what I sent Forrester after trash. That's brought to you today in part by our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Yeah, 205-229-2090, the number that I call way too much. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Are we going to get another cold
you're going to get some cold days, but once you get past Valentine's, your long string of cold days are over. Thank God.
Hey, look, before you know it, you're going to have to make sure that cooling is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Again, Adam, Chad, Andrew, they are waiting to call.
Last 2 nights we've had it on.
What, cool?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what you want.
205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I think the three of us have said we have not watched a minute of the Olympics, but this story did pop up, and it's pretty funny. This morning in the women's cross-country team sprint, as the two, the gold and the silver crossed, so did a Czechoslovakian wolf dog.
Oh, wow.
Right behind them. It's a really cool video. It's got, I don't know if you can find it or we can even show it, but as they're coming across the finish line.
If it's Olympics footage,
anything
we cannot.
Olympics, I wouldn't touch
it.
it.
Absolutely no.
Jeeves probably knows this. Dunaway does now that he's been sitting through these movies. The dog's name, Nazgul, in reference to the Lord of the Rings films. It was being walked by its owner. It got off the leash, and the next thing you know, it was crossing the finish line.
Well, that's a pretty dog.
Oh, beautiful dog.
Tyler had one of those, half wolf, half dog.
Not this kind.
Oh.
Mine was a German Shepherd
that's
wolf
right.
hybrid. This is a Czechoslovakian wolfhound.
That's a
which
pretty
badass looking dog.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's like you take a wolf dog hybrid and then like you breed within that, so the wolf amount gets lower and lower and it comes closer to a dog.
But you really shouldn't own one of these in the deep south, should you?
Hell
no. No. They've got too much fur.
Yeah,
This
too
would
much
be
fur.
like just cruel to have one down here.
Yeah, so you'd want to put it in a big house with a lot of AC, but at the same time you're going to be vacuuming every day. The shop
and that dog wants to run. You don't need that dog in a house.
Yeah, that dog wants to lay in the snow.
Yeah,
Like, that's the happiest it's ever been right there.
Yeah, you can't have that in the
From
deep
the Czechoslovakian wolf dog to pit bull. The pit bull is attempting a Guinness World Record title in the UK this summer, aiming to set the record for the largest gathering of people wearing bald caps during his headline set in London. Now, the Miami rapper will stage the attempt July 10th during his performance at the Hyde Park Festival. Fans have increasingly copied his signature look of the shaved head, suit, aviator sunglasses at shows, with entire sections of arenas turning up in bald caps.
I'll go ahead and tell you what he says on the microphone. Looking around, you look beautiful tonight.
Was that Telly Savalas?
Guinness Book of World Records, get ready for the baldies that will be putting it down July 10th at Hyde Park. Every time you put on that bald cap, you know you're about to have the time of your lives. Now, would this be a good script for a movie? You've got a heist taking place at this festival in Hyde Park where everybody looks the same because everybody's dressed up spitball.
A little bit like the end of the Thomas Crown Affair. You ever seen that?
I've never seen that movie.
That's a really good movie. I'm surprised. Of all the ones that you watch, that's a good movie. Rene Russo and Pierce Brosnan. Now there's an old one. I haven't seen the old one.
Didn't look appealing to me, but
really, that's a
the
smart.
original was Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. That's right. Have you seen it?
I would rather watch the original.
Really?
The original's great.
I'd take Steve
still prefer
McQueen
Bullet,
over Pierce Bronson any day.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan's really good in that role. I like Pierce Brosnan.
I've seen both. The original was better.
Really? The Steve McQueen?
And
well, I like the
they
one
are.
with Rene Russo.
Well, you hadn't seen the original.
Well, I said I like the one. Doesn't mean I can't not like it. I didn't say I like it better. Just say I like it.
So you think we could have a heist like that?
If you've seen it, that's exactly. I mean, I won't spoil it for you, but we get a little bit of that at the end.
I saw this video a couple of days ago. Delivery driver has gone viral after being chased by a gang of wild turkeys, claiming that, quote, can't deal with this as they approached his van. Delivery drivers have plenty of obstacles to face when they're out and about doing their job. They've got weather to contend with. If you're not at home, then they may have to organize a redelivery and other issues like the GPS leading them into the sea. On top of all those, they also have to deal with different animals. However, in the case of a UPS driver in Branford, Connecticut, it wasn't a dog that he had to deal with, but rather a gang of wild turkeys who wouldn't leave him alone. The videos of the driver has gone viral on TikTok after being posted by TikToker Hindy007 back on February 15th. In one of the clips, driver can be seen running while the theme song from Jackass plays in the background.
I mean, he was, I'd rather you not throw my package up there like that.
The turkeys aren't going to do anything to you, dude.
They're not ill-tempered, are they?
I've
encountered wild turkeys on the golf course.
I've seen more ill-tempered geese.
Yeah, geese can get ill-tempered.
Yeah, and one kick at them, they're going to back up.
I've seen wild turkeys on the golf course down the way, and they don't really do a whole lot.
They run away from you.
It's apparently one of the more difficult things to hunt.
Now, are these really wild turkeys or are they peacocks? Now, peacocks
those
are
wild
different.
turkeys. You can see the gobbler underneath.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a peacock.
No, the wild turkeys. I mean, like you said, LT, you make a motion towards them, they're going to run away.
Yeah, they're gone.
They just think he's got food.
Yeah,
probably. He probably does have a snack in his pocket.
Delivery drivers get chased a lot.
Oh, I'm sure, but by things more ferocious than wild turkeys.
Oh yeah, I got chased by an Akita probably a year or two ago.
Yeah,
real scary.
Yeah, this guy's overreacting to 2 wild turkeys. Come on, man.
He's lucky he didn't bust his ass on that black ice.
Settle down. There's wild turkeys.
I mean, feet go out from under him, he could be dead. He's a 40-year-old man running dead sprint on black ice.
And then the turkey's going to try to eat you.
Hey, and by the way, your door's open right there. If it really wanted to get you,
Exactly.
it's going to get you.
Yeah, let's settle down,
Yeah,
man.
there was one
Wild
of those
turkeys.
guys that took a hard turn. I was over in Vestavia somewhere, and when he came around the bend, Matty was like, oh my God, how fast is he going? If you flip a UPS, and I'm sure one's been flipped before, but if you flip on the side with the door open.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yep.
So we got a young woman in India staged an elaborate ruse involving a shed snakeskin to avoid an arranged marriage.
Oh.
Now, this is Rena in her early 20s, vanished from her family home without a trace. When her relatives entered the bedroom, they discovered her clothes and jewelry neatly placed on the bed, along with a 5-foot-long shed snakeskin arranged in a startling display. Now, the unusual scene immediately drew attention from neighbors who were quick to interpret it through the lens of a regional folklore and local tradition. A naggin is a mythical woman believed to have the power to transform into a snake. Many villagers were convinced that something supernatural had occurred. Police were called to investigate the disappearance. After examining the scene, authorities dismissed the supernatural claims and concluded the young woman had staged the arrangement deliberately.
Yes, this could be a hard sell if I think she's done it for real.
Now, officials say the snakeskin was intended to mislead her family and the community while she carried out her plan. Now, she had been secretly communicating with a man from her village with whom she was romantically involved. The dramatic setup involving the snakeskin allowed her to slip away unnoticed and elope with her partner. Now, she has resurfaced in a video alongside her chosen partner, now her husband, dressed in traditional married attire. She told the camera that she was content with her decision and requested the couple be allowed to live in peace. The arranged marriage, I've never understood it. I know it's tradition for a lot of people. I don't know how that works.
She'd like to rest in peace.
I'm telling you, I mean, you worry about snakes in the head.
Yeah.
You look at everybody behind. Oh, my God.
Jesus.
She's going rogue.
That's AI, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is AI.
Okay.
IMG Academy.
This is not a real picture, Jim.
I thought I knew it. I was just making sure. Yes.
IMG Academy in the news. U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control announced on Thursday, February 12th, that the IMG Academy will be fined $1.7 million for accepting tuition fees from 2 students whose parents linked to Mexican drug cartels. Now, according to the release, over 5 consecutive years, IMG Academy repeatedly transacted with 2 individuals with whom were sanctioned based on their ties to the sanctioned Mexican-based drug cartel.
Boy, I bet you didn't cut those guys from the team,
Nope.
did you?
I probably wouldn't even bring up this lawsuit.
Nope.
Now, according to the report, IMG Academy continued tuition transactions for the 2 students, racked up 89 violations of counter-narcotics sanctions. Now, the Miami Herald reported IMG received wire transfers from third-party individuals in Mexico as part of the tuition agreements. IMG Academy, therefore, had the names of the sanctioned individuals, and the academy failed to screen them, according to the federal office. 2 students who were enrolled at the sports school between 18 and 2022. The release and reports do not share the students' information or what sport they played. However, tuition was disclosed. What do you think tuition to IMG per academic year is?
$45,000.
Yep.
Per year, I was going to say 25.
Between $97,000 and $102,000 per academic year.
Wow.
So
I think most are on scholarship.
No, they are, but who goes and pays the full ride?
Mexican cartel kids.
Well, among there's 2 of those, but I mean, who actually pays
go
the
to
full
America,
ride?
go play a sport, get in, you can be their dealer.
I'm just saying IMG Academy. How much research am I supposed to do in the background of?
I'm kind of with you on that. Yeah. I thought those kids deserved a chance to go to school.
I mean, that's up to.
I mean,
how many U.S. authorities?
Yeah.
Are you going to look for reasons to not take a check?
No, that's right. No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
That's up to the U.S. authorities.
Also, I'm not going to cut him from the team either. Again,
that's some good kingpins right there. You got El Chapo.
Yeah.
You have got Wagner Mora, who was playing.
Yeah, he played Pablo in
Pablo.
Netflix Narcos.
And then Gus Fring.
And then I got Gus Fring.
Glad to know Gus Fring's got a kid that can play. Big hoop star.
That is Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by there. Try the whole menu, man. Don't forget the pickles and cheese plate as an appetizer, pickle, sausage, and cheese. It is delicious, all the way to dessert and everything in between, including the Southern Fried Chicken. Brined overnight, cooked to order. It is the great folks right there at champyschicken.com. Major upset happening in hockey right now. If the Czechs are able to beat Canada, they're up 3-2 with 7:41 to play, unless you're watching on a replay. Good luck watching that tonight. But right now, live, Czechs leading Canada with 7.5 to play, 3-2. That would be a major upset.
I was telling you guys, a lot of people don't like laying big money numbers in baseball, so they'll play the run line. Canada was minus 3.5 even money, or minus 1,400 on the money line. Massive upset.
I know very little about hockey, but I can already tell Canada's effort has increased tremendously since that last Czech goal. I mean, they are all out right now.
Yeah. Haven't pulled the goalie yet. 7 minutes to go. Cut 4. We've talked a lot about Alabama hosting Arkansas tonight. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Auburn is at Mississippi State. Stephen Pearl on Tahad Pettiford, who is becoming more and more important for this Auburn team to reach its potential.
Tahad has, played a lot better offensively the last 3 games, and man, I thought about this the other day. I haven't given him enough credit this year for just a lot of the things that he's done, because he's our best player, our best returning player, our only returning player, and we expect so much out of him that I haven't given him enough credit for what he's had to go through this year, and he's been great on and off the floor the last 3 or 4 games, and it's great to see his offense and the confidence that he's having. I want to say he has 21 assists in the last 3 games, which is phenomenal. He's been great. So I texted his dad and his agent yesterday, and they got nervous when I texted them. I was like, I got to do a better job at giving you guys more good stuff, because there's so much good with Tahad. He's been a great teammate, trying to be a better leader on the floor. So if he can keep this up, it's going to bode well for us as we come down the stretch here.
You got to give Stephen Pearl credit. We talked to Slay about this. It is not easy to sit Todd Pettiford to start a game and to sit Keyshawn Hall for an entire game on the road at Arkansas. But at some point, you got to say you're not above the team. You may be my star players, but you're not above the team. We'll see tonight, perhaps, if it worked for Keyshawn Hall. I listened to that. It worked for Todd Pettiford.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was in the doghouse to start conference play.
To Steven's point, over the last 4 games, averaging over 6 assists, averaging over 21 points per game. He is playing his best basketball right now. And if Auburn is going to not only get the at-large, but maybe be able to make a little bit of noise, he's going to have to play at the top of his game.
John Rothstein says Keyshawn Hall will play tonight for Auburn. Nate Oates here on what he expects to see from Arkansas tonight.
2/3 of the way through conference with 6 games left, and maybe the toughest one out of the 6 remaining. I mean, there's some tough teams, but Arkansas is, definitely right up there. They're a game ahead of us in conference. They're playing really well. This team's good. I mean, they don't turn the ball over much. They're lead the league in assist turnover ratio. They're second in the SEC in fast break points. They're third in the country in fast break points, and most of it comes off them creating turnovers or their block shot. So our offense is going to be tied to our defense in this game as much as any game since the Florida one. I mean, you go back to the Florida game, we had all those live ball turnovers that they scored off of and didn't really give ourselves a chance at all. We can't do the same thing. We got to take care of the ball. We got to keep them out of transition. And then, we're going to have to rebound the ball as well, too.
So that's tonight in basketball, all the post-game reaction at Next Round Live. Before we go, when we showed the Alabama breakdown of how much it costs for all the other sports the other day, tell me if this stands out to you guys. Texas, I sent this to Forrester, is proposing building this. That is a volleyball arena.
What?
Next to the Moody Center. They drew 10,899 fans, 10,899 to the Moody Center to watch a game the other day. I mean, that's got an upper deck, and it would hold 6,000 plus fans for that volleyball arena next to the Moody
Well, that
Center.
seems like a waste of money.
Yeah, I mean, if you won every volleyball national championship from now until one of us dies, how much money is that program going to make?
I mean, like, if I'm a Texas fan, I'm like, hey, look, I like a little commitment to volleyball if that's your thing, but let's put this money towards football.
Yeah, really.
Sports Business Journal, in the tweet when they sent this out, had this paragraph. Women's sports teams are revenue drivers with universities investing in facilities in new ways.
Okay.
That was not what I saw.
No.
Impossible.
From the report that I saw.
They're not revenue drivers until there are major TV contracts for women's sports. Now, women's basketball is at its all-time high. Well, I'll say this. Women's basketball and fast pitch, they're at the height of their popularity right now. But if you unbuckled them from football and basketball and said, okay, now go get your own TV deals, what kind of money could those programs make? Not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at their height of their popularity, but if you untethered them from men's basketball and from college football and said, go get your TV money, those programs will die on the vine. So I just don't know how realistic it is to do something like that.
Now, boy, if I'm the Texas volleyball coach in 2029 recruiting that class to that place right there, I'd be...
Oh, yeah.
You ought to win every year.
Yeah.
But if I'm Sark and I'm like, I need another Cam Coleman.
I know.
Yeah. Let's put that on the back burner.
Can Cam spike it?
Now, a lot of schools have volleyball-specific arenas on campus already. It's just nothing that looks like that. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, if you're going to tell me they've got concerts rolling in and out to supplement it,
you could do that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that
part
would be
of the Moody
a great,
Center.
intimate, venue for concerts.
Scott's watched a lot of this. Scott, how long does a college volleyball match last? Like just a good, well-played volleyball match?
Say hour and a half, 2 hours.
I was going to say 90 minutes.
So that's the other thing is I'm going to build that big arena, and I'm only going to have fans in there hour and a half, 2 hours. So my concessions aren't going to go great. There's no halftime, is there? I mean, you got to change over between sets.
Yeah, just a quick break in between.
Yeah. So I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
All right, that's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Live. Enjoy the replays throughout the day. Don't forget TNR Clips on YouTube. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up as you watch this YouTube channel. Apple and Spotify, set that to completely automatically download. That helps us out right there at Apple and Spotify. And do us a favor, set your alerts so you'll know when the last call is going with Mick Gillespie and so many other things on our platform. Thanks for being with us. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.